And we can cut it together later.
All right. I'm not seeing anything on YouTube yet. Oh, now I am.
Hey, we're back.
Hey,
Are we back? Yay!
we're back.
We added some people.
We're back and we brought more people. All right.
Friends.
Let's let everybody know we're back.
Everybody tweet.
Right?
Everybody tweet quick. All right, Genetics, start us off.
Okay, welcome everyone again to POAPathon's Spookathon today, where we're going to be showcasing a bunch of spooky projects and communities around Web3. So I'd love to share the beautiful slides that we have curated. Our production team has been hard at work all week long to put together an absolutely fantastic show. So we're excited that having a longer break between shows means a higher quality show. So we're going for quality over quantity, and you're going to see that reflected in the coming shows in the future as well. So we will always let you guys know whenever we are about to go live and when shows are scheduled. I'm going to still be disabled. I'm disabled. But we had.
Hey, Beastodon, can you give her co-hosting?
Yeah,
so she can share the slides. Okay.
There we go. Okay. So one of the things that we wanted to do today was have POAP like candy. So, you know, when you go door to door trick-or-treating, you get POAPs. So expect a ton of POAPs today. Let's see. Click to advance. How do I advance on a Mac? All right, I figured it out. Gitcoin grants update. Thank you to everyone who has donated. Since the conclusion of GR15, we have continued to receive an astounding number of donations from contributors. We are now a trending grant via Gitcoin, and we are very excited. Thank you, everyone in our community, for continuing to support us, even though it's not a grant round. You can always donate more, but we'll never frown upon that. All right, so would you like to become a sponsor? Your name could be here on this screen. To contact us, please go to POAPathon.com/partners to request to become a sponsor, and you will get your own slides added to our weekly show. All right, so this is the part of the call. Usually we do at the end, but we're doing it at the beginning. Today, to receive your POAPs, you're going to need to go to rev.gg. And again, that's rev.gg, and set up your account. You need to make sure that your account is connected to your YouTube, or you will not be able to receive the POAPs. If you only have it connected via your wallet, you will get some error codes. So make sure that your account is connected with YouTube. We also have Rev standing on by to make sure that our POAP drops go smoothly today. Right. Speaking of POAPs,
fantastic.
Yes, maybe we can even try one now. Magdalena, would you pick one of the fantastic community POAPs that we have and randomly give it to someone, or just post it in the YouTube?
Oh my goodness, already?
Already, let's do it. Let's start. We're giving them out like candy.
Okay, let's create NFT drop. Oh no, wait, that's not it.
I think it's launch NFT.
Yes, it's launch.
So while Magdalena is doing that, you're going to see a link in the chat. What's really cool is check out all of these POAPs that people from around our community have created. So I'm just going to start panning through them, and contributors and guests, let's start commenting on some of them. This first one is crazy spooky. I'm loving it.
Amazing.
Make sure you don't show all of them.
Yeah, I know. We want some secrets.
Yes, we want to like give them out, you know.
All right. We'll just do the first two. So it could be.
I have set up a command. So
oh, that's right.
Let's just go with Spookathon for the first.
Spookathon for the first one to try it out.
Amount of time users. Okay, so you're gonna have. I'm gonna give 3 minutes.
Okay. Woohoo! 3 minutes, everybody.
This is exciting. Okay, so this is my first time using Rav.
Yeah.
So
I
I am
know, I know.
getting set up like
there
right
you go.
now.
You know what? Let's make it 4 minutes. And we're gonna launch.
So a
Okay.
link to
This is
join
cool.
us appears in the
guess
chat
what?
or no?
Error launching NFC on YouTube. Please contact one at ref.gg. We're already slaying the apps.
All right. I will
All right.
I'll message
Well,
our super secret
circle back.
chat, and while we're working on that. Help. All right. I am going to stop for just a second. We're going to go back to our guests. So let's just real quick run through. We have on the show today, we have Valerie.
Hello.
We have Professor Werder, also known as the Nounish Professor.
Hello. And I just realized my name is wrong. Yeah, let me go fix that. Hi, everybody.
We also have.
I am a flare
Oh,
now,
yes.
just to be sure, just to be clear, that's what I am.
Yep.
So in case you didn't know.
We also have Logic Beach, who I told at the very last second, hey, do you have a costume? And he was like, why, yes, I do. So
He always has a costume. He
Yes.
doesn't he normally come in a costume?
I know. So he is dressed up as one of his Logic bots. Welcome to the show, Logic.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Good to
Logic
be here.
Beach.
And we also have Unvetica, a longtime friend of POAPathon and an awesome and amazing person.
Hello, hello.
Hello. So yes, we are having so much fun today. Getting all dressed up in our costumes. I have plastic spiders glued to my face, and it's just it's genetics. What else
And
can I
I
say?
put stickers on a hat that I bought. We
Yep.
are not the same. There's no glue on my face.
Oh yes,
She's definitely more into this than I am. There's no question.
my whole
There
house,
is
y'all.
no question.
Spooky is a lifestyle for me.
It's definitely your holiday. There's no question about
it. It is. Magdalena, you can always interrupt us if you manage to get Rev launching. Otherwise,
I'm still retrying. Maybe we need some, because I'm doing the live launch. There's also the airdrop, but that's for followers, I think.
Yeah.
Or there's also like password, and I don't know which one.
Okay, so in the background, while Magdalena figures things out.
Just watch for it. Just watch chat for it.
well, we can actually
what do
start.
we have? Yeah,
so
let's get rolling.
The next thing we are going to do is talk to Logic Beach, which is 3 minutes early, but he's here. Logic Beach, are you ready to go?
I'm even on time.
Yeah,
Yes.
early.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I am so ready.
All right. In the background, we've got some technical stuff happening on Discord, so nobody worry, we're getting our POAPs worked out. All right, I'm going to share my very first slide that is of Logic Beach's project. Let me go back to share screen. Boop, beep, boop, pop. All right. Logic Beach and the Logic bot. So make sure you follow Logic Beach, by the way, at logic_beach at Twitter.
And sometimes he does like fun logic game POAPs, which are amazing and incredibly frustrating and will make you want to just,
It's been a little while. It's
Got
probably
your own eyes
overdue.
out.
I'm
So,
probably overdue
yeah.
for one. Yeah.
They're really
Yep.
fun though.
Thanks.
So we have a little blurb about you. Do you want to just give us the rundown of who you are and what you're doing in the Web3 space?
Oh man, that's such a hard question. I sort of fit in here because the whole entire space is hardcore ADHD, and I sort of just vibe with that. But yeah, I got into Ethereum in 2017 before the huge price spike, and then just sort of got enveloped in the culture over time. Over the past, say, year and a half, I started just like drawing stuff a lot, and I minted my first NFT last summer during DeFi summer. So it's been a lot of fun. It's really just it's sort of just a project that helps me, LogicBot specifically is a project that helps me like focus and get like a routine built around something. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of habit stacking, but I sort of use drawing every morning as a like a place marker for my day. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna draw every day. And it really does help. But the question about who am I? I'm a robot. The place I'm from is actually called Logic Beach. And it's this universe that I've imagined where, let's say, the majority of all humans have uploaded to the Etheria. It's the year 2324. Most humans are gone, and the ones that are still around have uploaded their minds into robots entirely. All of this Etheria, where all these digital people reside, is actually on satellites orbiting the Earth and different planets. And so the robots that exist and are left on Earth are all the ones that help to build the infrastructure. That's a little bit about the lore. It's not totally fleshed out. I've been writing that a little bit, but yeah,
Love
I
it.
mean,
I love hearing the backstory that you've created. That's amazing.
yeah. My name is actually Logic Beach, which is not totally original. Like I read a book in this must have been 2018, and it actually goes by the title Logic Beach. And I'm going to shamelessly pump this guy's book because it's amazing. I like down the road, I'm like, man, I wish I had a more original name, but I love the work, and my art isn't totally based on that, but my name sort of stuck, and it's too late to change it now.
Absolutely. Well, and it makes sense because you are someone who does logic-based POAP drops where you have to reason them out. So it does fit. And I like the beach. I think Kelly, you can vibe with that too. Oh,
Do you think? You think
yeah,
a little
just a
bit
little.
that I might like tropical areas of sorts?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
We
Fan
love
of the beach.
the Pacific Northwest, that freezing water and those weird, serene, foggy beaches. That's what I'm into. But I also
No,
like a
that's not
good
my
sunny
thing.
beach as
That's
well.
definitely not my thing. I like tropical palm trees, sun. That's me.
Side note, Beastodon, check Discord. Okay. Yeah, and Val, you like the beach too. I mean, you're pretty darn close to it.
I love the beach. I was a lifeguard for 7 years, so love it.
There you go. Yes.
I love the new little tidbits we get to learn.
Yes.
On shows like this.
All right. We're going to the next slide. So you're doing logic bots one a day, and you list them on OpenSea. Is that correct?
I actually use a contract. They are all on OpenSea, yes, but they originate on a contract that I created via Manifold, which allows you to create like a bare bones NFT contract. It gives you a little more control. But yeah, I want to give you a little backstory on Logic Bots. On October 8th last year, and the month preceding that, I wanted to get better with Solidity, and I've always wanted to be a programmer, but I lack the focus and the discipline. So I forced myself to go through Scaffold.eth, which is an awesome platform for learning Solidity. And I built a contract, and I used it's called a scaffold, like you can imagine building a scaffold, and created a front end, and I drew 40 robots. And I put them out on OpenSea and that contract, mostly because I was like, okay, what if the contract fails? So I'm going to go redundant and release half here and half here. And it worked, and that was just a fun way to get started. And I've been thinking about this project since then, and like, what am I going to do with Logic Bots? I want to add so much value to these, and I have some ideas, and a lot of it's alpha that's going to stay in here on my hard drive, and we'll talk about that as it happens. But yeah, please, if you have any specific questions, I'd love to answer them.
Yeah, on our slideshow, several different versions of your logic bots, and you kind of draw them according to like the seasons or the vibe. And when you were like, hey, I've got some spooky robots. Can I come on the show? And I was like, yeah, I love spooky robots.
Yeah,
tell a little bit about this.
Yeah, these ones specifically. I'm a fan of psychedelic therapy. I think it can be very powerful for a lot of different people, and it's canon that in the Logic Beach universe, these robots can trip. Why not? They can just install the stuff. They don't have to worry about finding it. But I love
They
this.
just have
The
to
drawing on the left-
install it. I love it.
Yeah, it's just like they go find the mod and they run it for a couple hours. I don't know. The guy on the left, it's called Ghosts of a Golden Teacher. And this sort of fits in the canon where like a lot of the robots are actually human minds uploaded to machines. And I just think it's kind of fun to the juxtaposition between robots in nature and them enjoying nature as if they weren't a robot. I mean, what's to say a robot's not nature? You just distilled the metal out of rocks and dirt and the earth and melted it and put it in a very specific way. And I mean, all a processor is, you know, you tricked a rock into thinking for you. So I like to think that robots really just are nature, just in a very highly arranged state. And so, yeah, I love to try to put them in nature and just let it happen. It's really cool. The guy on the right is actually after he has installed the golden teacher. And you can see the ghosts are now coming out of him. And I think that's cool. It's just like, I don't know, psychedelic therapy is a way to like confront your demons. And there's his demons and like he's confronted them and they're
So
leaving
cool.
him.
So cool. Amazing art. Absolutely
Thank
amazing.
you. Yeah, it's all pen and paper. Every morning I just sit down, it's cardstock and it's just a pencil and I'll show you actually, it's
Wow.
these. Hold on a second. Give me 2 seconds.
So yeah, I mean,
Fine point
they've
and
got
just like
these
a
like,
fancy pencil, that's all I use.
that's
Wow.
amazing.
That's amazing.
And
Yeah.
Photoshop. I have to say Photoshop because the colors here, it's like I inverted certain parts and I added some color. Any color you see is always Photoshop. I don't have time to watercolor every morning.
Cool.
So how do you get these up as NFTs? Are you scanning them and then you upload them, or how do you
Yeah.
get them?
I have a Dunder Mifflin scanner back here. I scan them in at like the highest resolution it'll do. Like these pictures, if you wanted to print it from its raw resolution, it would be bigger than it'd be huge, right? They come into my computer as like 100 megabyte files, and I have to sort of, you know, dumb them down a little bit so they aren't
Wow.
too big, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so the guy on the, I hope it's the left for you guys too. Yeah, it looks like it on the YouTube stream. This is the first guy I think that I actually did this sort of invert part of it to make the black white and then added some color and then blurred in Photoshop. I love that. And I love putting 2 little dot eyes on stuff. That's sort of just like, I don't know where I get that. Just the 2 little eyes. It's just sort of creepy, like expressionless little characters. That one's called, I believe, Thoughts Have Minds of Their Own. And
Ooh.
the guy on the right was sort of like a true attempt at like, I want to do like a straight up Halloween robot. And that's sort of him growing out of the ground. He looks like a scarecrow, real creepy looking. I don't know if I don't name them all. Some of them I don't really have like an inspiration for a name on the spot. So I'm just like, all right, this is 085.
Well, I mean, that's a good robot name too, though.
That
It's just
reminds me
Yeah.
of stormtroopers, right? Stormtroopers don't have names, they just have numbers.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, and let's see, I have this one too, and I believe I have maybe one more. We might have one more slide. We'll
Yeah.
see. But this is really cool. I like how the one on the right looks like little ghosties.
Yeah. Robot Ghoster is what I called that. There's actually that's a working title for a song that I started. It's funny, I started that last year. I wanted to release it on Halloween. I never finished it. It's still a file. It's still even a video, and I still haven't released it. But since we're talking about that picture specifically, on that gravestone behind it, and I guess it sort of got lost, but that binary actually does say stuff. It's totally lost with the filter that I used in the background, though. I know the top is 001010110, which is the number 42 in binary. And I love to do this. And if you look at my art, you might notice this a lot. If it says 010011100011, that is the word love in Morse code. I do that a lot. It's all over the place.
Yes.
That is so cool.
Thank you.
That's really
That's just
neat.
something
I
I've
love
started
that.
to put in there a lot because, like, I don't know, it just feels right.
Mhm.
It's like the only word I know in Morse code.
I know SOS.
Yeah.
So um, the idea of binary or using like hexadecimal even. I mean, those are all computer languages, one of the original computer languages. So that's really, really cool.
I use hexadecimal a lot as well. I actually have some pretty fun ideas for like the next puzzle, and I don't want to give any alpha away, but it's not in any. I'll give a little bit. It's not human language and it's not computer language. It's going to be weird. The one on the
Did
left.
anyone ever solve the 22222 puzzle? I just
Yeah,
remembered that.
and they did it in a way I did not expect. It basically came down to somebody understanding QR codes better than me, and they solved it without solving the puzzle. I was like, son of a bitch.
bad.
That's
You
hilarious.
clever guy.
Bummer.
Yeah, but it was still fun. In hindsight, I know a few things if I want to do that again, based on how they solved it. They figured out, I mean, some things I should have known, which is certain lines of a QR code are always the same. They're just black, white, black, white, black, white, and I didn't know that. A couple other things they knew needed to be in certain places, and it helped them solve it. But yeah, before we move on, the guy on the left is just sort of dreaming and frustrating over blocks. You know, like it's sort of canon in the Logic Beach universe that the robots are Ethereum validators. They run this software because they're keeping up the Ethereum where all the humans' minds live. And so he's frustrated over blocks. He's like, okay. I had fun drawing that guy.
I'm going to real quick interject that the first community POAP does appear to be live. The password is Spookathon, the number 1, and nothing is capitalized. So let's try that. We will also have special instructions later on for more POAPs, so you know.
Is this in the POAP app? I think you guys
Wait, so
described
is
but I
this
didn't pay
just a
attention.
secret word, or is
Yes.
this, are we using
So
Rev?
how it works is in our chat. Magdalena pushed the launch button. So what it happens is in the YouTube chat on our stream is going to have a way to click. And then once you click that in our chat, it will prompt you to enter the password, or do you have to do the password?
I believe you have to put the bang, the exclamation point in front of it.
Yes. Okay. So, let's see. NFT. So we're troubleshooting this in the back side of things too. And it says copy and paste it into chat. Okay. So hold on. Magdalena needs to do something, I believe. Hold on, because she'll have the link. Okay, Magdalena, copy and paste the URL into the chat or the Zoom chat, and then Bistadon can post it out through our YouTube officially. One or the other.
Yeah,
We'll see.
Normally we'd get instructions in the chat, but we're kind of going through some.
We're having some issues because
What
it's
was
a
the
cursed stream.
Password again?
Spookathon number 1 with no capitals.
I see.
Spookathon.
We don't have the link to put that in yet, do we?
Yes, I've got it. Here we go. I'm going to send it to Bistadon
I just
via.
Okay.
Okay.
No, we're good. We're good. It's there.
Yeah, I got it.
It is there. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to get any of these.
Am I
today.
not seeing it? Oh, I see it now. Okay. I wasn't seeing it before.
We have success.
I have
Hooray.
it now.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for just a second so that I can get a YouTube window opened up so that you guys can't see my YouTube.
Spookathon 1. I'm sorry. What was it again? Spookathon 1?
Yep, Spookathon, the number 1, no capitals. Is it working?
No capitals. Maybe. I don't know if it worked. Okay. I think it just needed to create a wallet or something. This is interesting. It's definitely different. So just have to get used to it.
That's why we're doing it one at a time, and this is our trial run one. It's a good day. All right.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it
Do it
live.
live.
We're
Do it
working through it
live.
with everybody else.
I don't have my sounds up. I should put the sounds up.
Okay. Now I have to get back.
I think I've got it.
Did it work for everybody?
I think I got it. All right, cool.
Perfect. All right.
Nice.
Slideshow. Share
That's cool.
screen.
So will it be in our POAP wallet also?
Yes.
Or no, this is a separate thing. Okay.
Yep. So what it does is I'm not sure. We're gonna have Rev on the show. So stay tuned. We'll have Rev on the show one day and we'll be able to go over it in
That'd be cool.
detail.
I'd like to understand more about how it all works for sure. That would be cool.
Yes. One of the things that I think would be super cool in well, so what we're doing today, I'll put it this way, is we're really stress testing Rev.
Okay.
So yes.
Yeah, I feel like it made its own wallet. That's really interesting. Okay. Interesting. Does it create its own wallet?
Well, did you not get a prompt to input your wallet address?
Yeah, I did. So that's interesting. Okay, I'll figure that out later.
It should go in there. So the prompt should be.
Yeah, it gave me its own wallet. It gave a new wallet for some reason. So that's interesting. Maybe I clicked something I shouldn't have. So
You're saying it auto-populated a wallet address for you when you put the form in?
it created one. I created a new wallet for me, which is weird. So that must have been, I must have done something on my end that did that. But it also has me connected with my regular wallet. So I'm quite sure what's happening there. So it's interesting. But anyway, it's a great POAP. This POAP is fabulous.
Yeah,
So,
this is amazing.
Great job, Jinky Jest. It's fabulous.
So I'm reading the chat in YouTube, and I just want to let everyone know that when you click on the Rev link, which is up above, so scroll up to the link that POAPathon posted, click on that link, it's going to ask for a password. And the password is Spookathon with the number 1 with no uppercases.
That leads me to assume that the next one is going to be Spookathon 2.
You know what? I think the
I am not that predictable.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
So update, Prof. It goes into a multi-sig gnosis safe temporarily.
Oh, cool.
So that's what I'm seeing for the wallet. Okay. Because it's giving me a different wallet address when I click on it. So that's why I was like, what's that?
So Rev has let us know that if you use an email address, it will put it in a temporary Gnosis safe wallet, and it's partly to help onboard new Web3 users.
Interesting.
So there you go. All right,
Very
cool.
Interesting.
Back to Logic Beach. If you guys want to learn more about Logic Beach, please go to logicbeach.xyz, and you will be able to learn more about the project, watch him drop more bots. Make sure to follow him on Twitter too, because you're going to get lots of bots on there as well. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
I was going to say, that being said, that is also how you will claim your POAP for me today.
Yes, let's talk about that. So if I go, do I have my slide? I do. Check it out.
Yeah.
So just ignore that part. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, it will not be a Rev link. I did something a little different to bamboozle you all. Right now it's 12:47 and exactly 42 seconds. I will give out POAPs to anyone who gets me a DM on Twitter before 1 p.m. my time. So, well, not 1 p.m., 12:50 rather. So you got 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes. Farm with your best accounts only. Don't farm it at all, actually. That's not good.
That's true. So message you on Twitter and you'll be able to claim the POAP, but you only have DMs open for a very short amount of time.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Oh, and
okay.
I wanted to go ahead and say it here first. Anybody who holds a Logic bot around the time of ETH Denver, I am actually going to be giving out 1-of-1 hoodies that I am making with bleach and stencils, and I'm going to draw bots on each of these hoodies. And so, yeah, you can currently pick up a Logic bot for like 0.01. So like at the cost of the hoodie from Amazon. But also I'm paying more in gas to mint it. So you're helping me burn some ETH. Let's do this.
Let's burn some ETH.
Yeah,
that's amazing. I love it.
Inflationary, quick.
And there's a new, are you still doing a new one each day?
Every single day. Today's day 91.
Wow,
awesome.
That's amazing.
Yesterday I said they say it takes 90 days to break a habit. So I have successfully broken the habit of not drawing a robot every day.
There you go.
So
Yeah, that website
amazing.
right there. It's
Awesome.
yeah, it could be better. I did that myself, and I am not a web designer. I'll probably spend some more time on it down the road, but yeah, please check it out. I have a lot of art there. I don't remember what else. I think the last thing that's on there is probably the Tuesday puzzle. Oh geez, I'm out of date. Got to update my firmware.
Amazing.
You know,
Amazing.
this is one of the things that I've learned from like the Web3 community, who's going to be on later in the show, but being a standalone project manager, creator, you got to do your social media, you got to do you know, like my project manager side gets on my social media side all the time. They're always in arguments, so I definitely understand having to wear so many hats as a Web3 creator is incredible as well, you know, and then if you work full-time apart from that.
Yep.
So amazing.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, that whole like full-time job thing. Yeah.
I definitely
I'm
wear a lot of
actually-
hats myself. It's hard to keep up with them all. So if you see something that I do and you're like, oh, it seems a little half-baked, it's probably because I had very little time to do it. But yeah.
Your art's amazing and definitely not half-baked. That's
Oh,
for
thank
sure.
you so much.
Incredible.
I'll take that.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's a labor of meditation. I just consider them meditation moments. I'd say that I spend about an hour on it every morning from about 7 to 9, somewhere in there. And
Wow.
I try to be as consistent as possible to get them out before 9 o'clock. My work day starts at 9. So like if I don't have a robot out by then, it's not going to get out until like way
Yes,
later.
you're okay.
I love that. I love that.
You better hurt. I'm
And I
on the
love-
line. You better go.
So
Oh,
Valerie, I
better
think
go.
Val,
your hot
mute,
mic.
mute your mic.
Mute, Val,
You're all
mute,
muted.
Val.
I got it.
Got it. All right. I think that's a great note for everybody to take, though, if you're working on something new and you're trying to develop skills, setting that time out every day to just do it, even if you don't want to, is such a great habit. So I really, you know, that's such a great story to hear, like how that's all come about and that you're still going strong. I hope that others will take that, you know, take a note from that. It's really cool.
Yeah. I can't speak enough to habit stacking. It is sort of like an excuse to get me to do other things. I'm like, I didn't see this at first. It was like a month or two in. I was like, you know, I know about habit stacking. Let's try to make that a thing, you know, because I'm even drawing these robots on weekends. And the weekdays are hard because it's like, I gotta, you know, I try to exercise 2 of the work days out of the week. And so if I can force that before drawing a robot, you can probably tell because the robots are a little shakier that morning because my arms are destroyed, stuff like that. Like, but yeah, it's fit into my life better than I expected it to. And it is helping me in ways I did not foresee.
Amazing. I love that. I love hearing that. And I think that's such a good, you know, good idea for everyone to kind of take a note on. And what a fabulous, you know, thing you have developed in terms of, I think in terms of like the 10,000 hours, right? We talk about like, you know, Malcolm Gladwell's book on that in terms of developing an expertise and that it may take 10,000 hours. But it does start with just one a day, like just one thing a day, right? It's just 1 hour, those 10,000. So you got to start somewhere. And I think that's incredible.
Even that Saturday morning when you're extremely hungover and so you draw a toaster with a propeller on it. That's out there. You can go find it.
All right. Now I want the toaster with a propeller.
I don't know how much
Now I
time we
wanna
have
go
left, but
find
I
it.
really want to thank some of my the inspirations for this idea. Do we have time?
Yes, you've got 7 minutes.
Okay,
so.
good. Jonathan Mann from Song a Day. This is sort of, he was like a huge inspiration for this, just doing a thing a day. I've met
Friend
him
of
a
the
few
show
times.
has written a song about POAPathon.
Oh
the
yeah,
tap
awesome.
bones.
Yeah. He's a machine, literally 5,000 or so now, a little higher than 5,000. So yeah, he was a big inspiration for this. I gotta thank Superfizz, who also pushed me the right amount, you know, to do this and to not only do it, but to do it consistently. You know, I'm all over the place. It's very hard to focus on a lot of stuff. So you can tell, or like if you look at the mint times in the beginning, they were all over the place, like the times that they were released, and then you start to see it settle down like an asymptotic graph down to 9 a.m. They were all over and then they settled because I'm getting more consistent and it's helping me build a routine. So I want to thank those guys a lot. I want to thank my wife, Britain.eth. who's a constant encouragement. I can show her any robot and she says, I love him. Even when I
You
know
need
it's a
somebody
lie.
in your life like that who just says, I love everything you do. It doesn't matter what it is, right?
Yeah.
That's so important.
She gives me feedback that's realistic too. She's like, I liked the other ones better. So she's not just a cheerleader with a 0 or 1. She gives me realistic feedback too. So she's awesome.
And we
She makes it
love
happen here.
Britain.eth because she's also, is she still with POAP as well?
That's
Is
right.
she
That's
still
right.
curation team?
And
Awesome.
she's right over there listening to me say this.
We love you.
Can you hear this?
Yes.
I think she can because she's smiling and not responding to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
We love you, Britain.eth.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
It's amazing. And we love Superfizz, of course, also a friend of the show. I have to give a shout out. And
Yeah.
also a friend to my class, and he zoomed in to talk to them about the merge a little over a month ago. So
that's really
he's
cool.
amazing. Yeah.
I know there's more people I should thank. All of you guys, obviously, thanks for having me on. All the people at Grid Plus, which they said today. So I work at Grid Plus. We sell the Lattice One hardware wallet, and this is a shameless plug for my company.
Plug
Today,
away.
if you own a Lattice One, and from here on out, if you verify the firmware on it, but type the word POAP as your message, you'll be able to earn the very first hardware verified POAP of all time. So you actually use the firmware itself to verify that it's genuine, and you get a POAP for it. So all Lattice One holders now are eligible for that POAP.
Well, that's great.
I pushed for that, just so you guys know. I pushed
Very
my company to do that. I was like, we gotta get POAPs. And so
very cool.
mission success. Yeah,
That is very cool. By the way, so I was just
yeah.
looking at some logic bots on OpenSea, and I cannot afford them. First of all, there's only one
Scroll
for
down.
sale.
Go to recently created, because they have a 7-day bid window, and they start at 0.01, and it's been kind of quiet lately, so you can easily pick one up for 0.01.
Oh, okay.
And I'm
You
actually
know
paying
what
more than that to mint them and to transfer them. So like, go for it.
It's Superfizz. We can blame not here, so we're gonna blame the high prices.
Probably. It's
Yeah,
probably
those secondhand bots are a little hot. They raised the floor, I guess.
They're expensive, man.
I
It
know,
depends
I
on which
want
logic bots you're
bots.
talking about. Okay, so there is a distinction to be made here. The ones that I'm drawing one a day of, they go by logic dash bots. There's also logic bots, Universe 1 and Universe A. Those were the originals that I drew last year before I started doing one a day. Those are expensive, and
They are expensive.
yeah.
That's the one I'm looking at. I'm looking at Universe 1, and there's only one for sale, and it's 2 ETH.
I wonder who holds that.
Right? That's crazy. And there's only one for sale. There's none. That's it.
Those are diehard supporters. Thank you for anyone who OG supported me back in the day. You guys made it happen. Yeah, I think for any logic bot holder too, anybody that gives feedback or sometimes even just gives me a prompt, because I've been out of ideas for 2 months. Okay. It's always, I put a line on paper and then I sort of build from there. But all of the great prompts and encouragement that I've got from the community, it makes it happen, you know. It makes me confident, even though I know it's pen and pencil drawings, you know. It's just fun. I love the feedback.
Amazing. Yeah, so I'm going to encourage you one little note on your website. Make sure you point everybody to the other collection too. That's live every day, the new one every day. Because right now it's only pointing to Universe 1, and we can't afford that one. So
yeah, good point. I will
found
add
it
that.
though. I found the other one.
Yeah, I think whatever that site that hosts it, GoDaddy and WordPress, like auto renewed. So I just paid for that domain again. So I should go and clean it up a bit.
Just go and do a quick little edit.
Yeah.
Amazing. This pumpkin one is so cool, by the way. I'm looking at that. That one is awesome.
I actually carved that exact pumpkin in my front yard. I'll post a picture for you guys. It's super simple. It's just 2 square hole eyes and 1 mouth, just like you see in that picture.
So good. Well, thank you. We loved
Yes.
having you here. This has been so cool.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm about to jump right back into work at Grid Plus. So thank you for letting me spend my lunch break with you guys. It's been fun.
Thanks for joining us. We've loved having
Awesome.
you here.
Yeah.
Good to have you.
Thank you so much.
I'm looking forward to our DM POAP.
Yes.
By the way, stay for the second POAP because I'm about to launch it.
Ooh,
All right.
yes.
Ooh.
So I'm going to do that right now. Let me just get the link. Copy and paste that into the chat. And guess what? The password for this one is unpredictable.
Is that the password?
That is the password is unpredictable.
That is the password.
That's hilarious. All right. Well, I'm going to type that into the YouTube chat in no capitals, right?
It worked
I
all
think that's
over.
a yes. or no uppercase, all lowercase. Okay. So there you go.
Hopefully not getting farmed from typing these secret passwords.
You know, what's really cool about Rev is because it's connected to your YouTube account, you have to be watching to get the POAP. So there you go.
So you can't farm. There is no farming.
There is no farming.
Way,
So if you're wondering why we're doing this and why we're trying this out, that is why. It's to make sure we're rewarding those who are watching and not those who are trying to game the system for some bizarre reason that we still don't understand why people do that. But
yes.
So, can I just mention that this POAP was created by Valentina, who is new to POAPathon, kind of. But it's nice to have a new person with.
I think I know that artist, and I think she may have found her way from nouns. Because
really?
I think she's a noun artist, Valentina.
Oh,
Yeah, I know a
nice.
Valentina who does a lot of nounish art, so I think it might be her.
I didn't mention
That's
for
cool.
the first POAP, but that one was made by Jackie Jest, and we have another one coming.
I saw that.
Yes.
Yeah, amazing. That is so cool.
Wait, a little bit. You're still gonna have.
I'll have to check and see if that's the same Valentina. I have a feeling it might be. Amazing.
Yeah.
So that is cool. So we've had 2 POAPs claimed so far. What's up next?
All right.
And I'm only here with you guys for like another half hour or so, and then I have to jump off.
Oh, no worries. All right. So next up, we have Gifted. Welcome to Gifted. I see you are rocking your cowboy hat today. Little, yeah. So yeah, me messaging everyone, please wear a costume. This is what we get.
You need maybe put some noggles on there. At least you can pretend you're like a noun or something.
Oh, yeah.
I have been watching the Lil Nouns and trying to find a good way to get into the noun community. I have not yet, but I'm very bullish. I see what nouns are up to. They're doing good stuff. Yeah, and no, this was my last minute excuse for a costume. I didn't find out about the costume party aspect until about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
so
she just just threw that at you. It was like, and by the way, we're all going to be dressed up. So, if you want to, it's fine.
Otherwise, I was going to be the only one in costume. So
she's just, this is how she bullied us all into being in costume. That's what it all came down to.
I mean, but that's the best kind of bullying, isn't it?
Yes,
really?
it is.
Yes,
fun,
it is.
Fun. I don't mind being bullied to go to a fun themed party,
we're bullied into having fun, really. It's what she does, really.
Yes,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're going to make you have fun.
Yeah, peer pressure works at the end of the day. I have to shout out V Dizzle, Valerie down here. We got to hang out over the weekend at Web3 SD, and I actually got to mod. I was like the last mod, I think, added to their program. I got to mod an awesome dev panel. And yeah, I think, it was obviously a much smaller conference, but they did an impeccable job and had a great time partying with the homies. So shout out Valerie, you did a great job, and it was great to see you.
Shout out you for coming in clutch, last minute. We needed a mod. We needed just one more mod for our dev panel. So super awesome to have you come down and meet IRL.
Heck yeah. I was happy to be part of it.
I was super stoked. I saw the picture and I was like, yes, what a small family we have, that everybody is connected in some way. I love that. I really do.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Which I'm gonna share my screen again, and here we go. We got some slides for everybody. So Gifted, you are a part of a lot of things. Web3 being the newest creation. You're also part of Nifty Castle, which is overhead of DBs and Witchy GFs, and you're on NFT Live, which I'm pretty sure you were on right before this show.
That is true. This is my third show of the day. I am just back to backing it, and but I could not be more excited and happy to be here. I've never been on POAPathon before, popping my cherry with y'all here.
Yeah,
and
not even
and
possible.
I've been a fan ever since you had Sketchnade on. So ever since the Sketchnade episode, I've been following y'all, been a fan. So yeah,
Nice.
happy to be here. And yeah, just on like all the different things, NFT Live is now part of the Web3 network, right? So that's that is the new content network, the new community platform that we're developing and launching. And you can learn more about that at w3b3.life. That's the new website that's got the press release. So it's Web3 spelled with threes, and you know, it's just abbreviated to w3b3.life. If you want to go read about what we're doing with that, Nifty Castle is, of course, our NFT studio focused on fantastic worlds and characters, primarily in partnership with Sketchnade, which is why I love him so much. He's an artist that I discovered early in our Clubhouse journey. You know, we started Nifty Castle as a community of artists supporting other artists on Clubhouse in January of 2021, and that was the beginning of all this. DBs was our first big project, and Witchy GF is the expansion that we are still developing. We're actually adding more animated traits to that, and yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, we're here.
Yes, I got involved with you guys because you put out a community call for art where you took the witches and did an inspirational, like an inspired post, and that was my first time getting involved with you guys. And I'm deeply dug in now.
Yeah, well, you know, shout out to you because you're absolutely like the best kind of community member. You know, the best type of community leader. Obviously, like you're here running cool shows, creating value regularly, consistently showing up. But also it's like, you know, when you put out fun, engaging activities, like you want people to engage, to show up and, you know, put their own spin on it and have fun. And you've always been doing that since day one. And yeah, shout out to you too, because I had the pleasure of meeting you and your husband in Austin. For consensus finally, and then yo, Genetics even showed up to our Web3 lounge event. We did a 4-day event in NFT NYC, and she helped out. We got a small team. We're trying to do big things with a small team, and you know, sometimes we need that help. And she literally just showed up and was like running our merch table for a day.
For a day. I felt bad that I
Yeah,
couldn't do it the rest of the time. But yeah, obviously I know how running events go, both in the metaverse and IRL. I know that it is crazy hard, and sometimes like today, our YouTube being cursed, you know, things just happen. So I wanted to be there to support you guys. I consider you guys a massive part of my Web3 family. It's like POAP, POAPathon, and Web3 at this point. So I'm glad that I was able to help. It's so cool. Again, like I just love being part of this family that we have here in the metaverse. My friend circle has gotten a lot bigger.
So I have a question about the Web3 Lounge that you mentioned at NFT NYC. Are there plans to bring that back? And are there any plans to do something similar at in Miami for Art Basel? Because I have thoughts.
Yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. So what I can tell you is that we just literally in the last 2 weeks have officially announced the network, right? So the Web3 Lounge was basically that was an early proof of concept for what we can be doing with live events, you know, community hubs, bringing people together for these satellites or at conferences to create those IRL experiences. So that honestly, to me, it was a big success. We'd never done anything that big. I think we had over 2,000 people come through across the 4 days.
Fabulous. It gave such a great location and focus for those smaller artists and those smaller projects that can't afford to, you know, even, you know, be involved with the main conference because it's too expensive, right? So to bring all of those people together, amazing and amazing content. Like they had panels there that were so much better than the main conference. Like I guarantee you. So good. You had some amazing, like there was a panel, and I'm an attorney. So there was a panel of attorneys, of IP attorneys. They were all top game, amazing, fabulous. There was
That-
another panel with Lori who was incredible. Like it was just fantastic. So I'm really hoping that you're going to do it again. And I really think there might be some possible collabs within the Nouns ecosystem to help support that. So that's why I'm hoping you're doing it again. So we might be able to help support that effort.
Oh
Mhm.
man, I mean, first of all, thank you so much. I'm so glad you got to experience some of it. Because you know, it's one thing to like go on and just talk about things that you do, but like to go there and kind of experience the vibes, the curated, you know, people, the panels, and like feel that energy of, you know, of what we're doing is key, and it's different. And yeah, that IP, we had a panel. I think it was IP and metaverse law was the topic. That was one of the best panels. Like those three dudes are, you know,
They
it
are
was all guy. It was all
phenomenal.
guys on that one. We did have several,
It
you
was.
know, that were focused on women. It
You
was all
were
guys on
good
that one.
about your diversity. I understand. It's all
We
good. It's
try.
fine.
We yeah, we
You
do what we
are.
can. But that was a great panel. That was honestly one of my
It was.
favorites, I think, because they were on point. But so to your point about doing more of it, you know, we brought on sponsors to help cover that. Obviously, renting out an entire floor in a, you know, in a building 5 minutes from what was it, from Times Square, that is expensive. Like it is expensive to produce an event like that. So the point of establishing Web3 officially as a network is to, you know, make sure that we can be doing more about this, you know, put things together, create the right business structure to go get more partners. And yeah, so the plan is to do more. I don't know exactly what that looks like yet. I would love to find ways to integrate and partner with Nouns and Nouns DAO. So, you know, would love to talk to you more about
Let's have
that.
a conversation for sure. I think there's opportunity there because I don't think within Nouns, like we're really looking to like rent spaces and run whole things. However, we'd love to support people who are doing that possibly and be a part of and have a place where like, you know, there could be like a little Nounish boutique or something, you know, but and also to support the effort because I think this is important as an alternative to some of the larger conferences. So I'd love to, you know, hopefully if you do decide to go down that road, let's see what we can do and get some support from the Nouns ecosystem for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that would be amazing. And to be honest, that's the only way that any of this works. It's the only reason that we're here is the community. Like we aren't VC backed. We've never had big money behind this. It's always been community driven, literally started organically out of Clubhouse. And it's just people like Genetics, people like you, people like Valerie, who see, you know, what we're doing, who believe and want to show up and provide value and then partner with us. Or that's literally how we've done this whole thing. So it's incredibly huge to keep meeting people like you. Who see what we're doing, because yeah, we've always been about trying. We are the underdogs, you know. It's like we're trying to create a community driven platform
Exactly.
and a place for this community to have a space and keep growing and thriving as the new, like the next bull market is coming, y'all. It'll happen. It might be 6 months, it might be a year, but this is going to be the bull market when mainstream adoption happens. You've got all the big VCs and the big brands are all building their integrations and their platforms right now. So what happens to us? What happens to our community and our values when it's all Adidas, Meta, you know, Lacoste, you know, when it's all these big VCs and these big VC backed platforms sucking up all the air at these big conferences? Where do we go? Where do we fit in? Where do the badass artists from our community and the badass projects that we really care about and champion, where do they go? That's literally what we're trying to create with the Web3 network.
And I love that. I absolutely love that. And I loved that vibe at the Web3 lounge because it was set up like a lounge and it was set up to come and hang out and connect with people and talk and like really, you know, connect, not just see somebody on a stage. So it was really a different vibe. And I think we need to encourage more of that for sure. So I love what you're doing. And I love that you're expanding and continuing. And I think this is the hard part, right? It's staying around during the bear. and just being able to survive, right?
Yeah.
Because,
No, and that's again, you're literally explaining
yeah,
why the network is being formed. It's so that we can
yeah,
start, because everybody's out here building their own islands, right? Like
right,
everybody's creating cool stuff, but again, how are you going to compete and sustain, not just through the
right,
bull market, but then compete against all those big brands and platforms and still have
exactly.
some kind of voice? That's literally why we're trying to pull some of our resources and create something bigger than ourselves. And so it's not easy, right? Like we're in a decentralized, anonymous, remote world. And so this is what I've been doing now for 2 years: is how do you build teams? How do you manage teams? How do you build community? It's very difficult. Everybody's got their own things, but if you can show that bigger vision and how we all align and can benefit together by creating something bigger than ourselves, that's what we're trying to do. And so you clearly get it, and I appreciate that. And that's what we're trying to do.
Totally get it. Totally get it. And I think it's something to be supported and promoted. And I think it's an opportunity for those smaller, now is not a small project, obviously, but it is, because there's a lot of smaller projects within the ecosystem. So there's a lot of individual artists, there's a lot of individual projects. And, so I think that's why it kind of, I don't know, feels like a good fit rather than the sort of larger, I don't know, showy things that
Well,
are just, which,
yeah.
I love it. I'll go to Ape Fest if somebody's going to take me, but it's definitely not the same vibe as a more supportive, hang out, connect, really work together kind of vibe, which I love about the
Yeah.
Web3 lounge kind of vibe.
Well, and because it's centered around a DAO, it's very community driven, to your point, which is I think why it makes a lot of sense. But to your point about the lounge vibe, we try and create, curate, good people, good food, good music, good art, and do it during the day and kind of counter program against a lot of those bigger, the conferences, but also, you've got the Mark Cuban. Like, how many times do you need to see Steve Aoki? I love Steve Aoki, but like, how many times do you need to see Logan Paul shill a new rug pull? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like we counter program to the daytime big conference vibes, but also to the nighttime, because there's always going to be the parties. You can go out, get drunk, etc. But we've found doing this at all of the big conferences now, the most value is when you can hang out during the day, talk, network, get to know people, and collaborate.
And feel
Exactly.
comfortable doing it. That was another big
Yeah.
thing. Is some of the events I went to, it felt crowded or way too stiff or loud. And the nice thing about the
Loud.
lounge was that you could actually interact with people, and I loved it. I met so many cool people at the lounge. I loved working the table because behind the table I know how to act. I'm like, hello, I'm here to sell stuff. But when I'm like out in the crowd, I'm like, I turn into the wallflower. So I loved the lounge.
There are volunteers. You just have to find all those very introverted but kind of extroverted people who want to just work a table for you. There you go.
Yep.
Lots of volunteer possibilities.
Yes.
I think the other thing that I really loved about it is that there are so many small projects that are amazing that we miss, right? So this gave them a place to go and sort of show what they are. And also gives you a place to go and meet up with some of those folks, like to have a place to have the POAPathon people go, like, hey, if you want to meet us, we're here, like, come meet with us, come say hi. Which, some of this, we're not going to, POAPathon can't throw a giant party. You won't have fun with something like that yet. But I mean, so it's nice that there was a place that we felt comfortable. We could be like, hey, come meet us here, and we'll meet up here and take some pictures and all that. So I think that provides a lot of value as well in some of these big spaces. So
I'm blown away, and I'm just so glad that y'all had a great experience and picked up on what we're trying to do. It's also to that point about supporting the sort of the lesser knowns, the underdogs. We curate really legit artists, projects that we think are amazing, that deserve attention. But it's not just about the artists. It's also like there's values within this world, Web3, right? We obviously believe Web3 is sort of the more accessible, umbrella under which, you know, NFTs, DeFi, GameFi, AR, VR, you know, innovative technology, art, you know, NFT, like all those things to us. That's what kind of why we're going with Web3 network and building a brand there, because it's future proofing. But underneath that, within NFTs, there's all these values too that are not mainstream, like decentralization. Decentralization is not a mainstream value. Open source, these things they're counterintuitive, or they go against the status quo of Web 2. And so like an example of that is that one of the projects that we had as a sponsor that was actually like front and center, they brought a really, really awesome immersive VR experience, was Free Ross DAO. And Free Ross DAO, like, I'm not even like choosing to be for or against or whatever, you know, I know that there's like a bunch of different, it's very controversial, but the point is they would not get a platform at the main conference, right? Because, you know, they are for a very, very controversial, decentralized, you know, they take that hardline stance. They're very outside of the mainstream. And so getting to partner with them, host their community, you know, let them have a space, that I think was really powerful. I think some people really felt that.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
It was a great experience. And when I learned about their project and what they were doing, it was quite incredible. They even got to make an immersive experience at the Web3 Lounge, which is another thing that you don't get to experience very much, is getting those immersive experiences. So that was really, really cool. I also love that you had pillows of witchies or DBs all over the place. That was great. And then you got to also, oh yeah, go get one. And
I'm assuming he's going to grab one.
Yes, and the skateboards too, which the DBs have partnered. Yes, the DBs have partnered with other artists to do skateboards. So, you know, you really want a skateboard you can use, or is a much better value in my opinion. Check out DBs.
Wait, are you saying, are you throwing shade at the gold Azuki skateboard?
I think there was a gold skateboard little, yeah.
So this is the one pillow that I saved because it is my banger DB. This is like the special one that Sketchnate made me. And so I love that. It's loosely reminiscent of Iron Man. It's the only Iron Man-esque banger DB. I also, since I was grabbing pillows, I have to showcase my V-Friend pillow that I stole from VCon, because that's also here. All right, there you go.
So, I was at VCon and I was sitting in the area with the Adirondack chairs. And somebody who I was sitting with did grab 2 of those, and she gave me one for a little while, and I was like, okay, I feel kind of bad because I feel like you can sell this for a lot of money. So I gave it back to her. I was like, I need to take
I have no idea. I have no idea if you can sell it or not. I haven't looked, but like, to me, I'm like, it's kind of like when Banksy shredded his own art as it sold. It's like, yo, this is Gary V's conference, and he's known for like collectibles and reselling. And I'm just like, come on, this is a collectible. He had to have assumed that people were going to try and grab these pillows.
Oh yeah,
right?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
so
feel
crazy.
bad about it.
Yeah.
Which, you know, we can talk a little bit about the Witchies and the DBs, which were made by Sketchnate. And you guys, I mean, the production of those was quite big. There wasn't the same level of integration that we have now, as I understand it.
It was absurd. Yeah, like, so we started DBs in early 2021, and at that time, it was just myself, Woboy, and Sketchnate, the artist. So Woboy is the co-founder of Nifty Castle with me, and then Sketchnate is an artist who came into one of our early clubhouse rooms. We like to do a game show called Take the Throne. You know, again, it was all about highlighting artists, promoting artists, beating up ideas together. It's kind of like an open mic for artists, but themed, you know, Nifty Castle and whatever. The point is, when we started building DBs, it was just us 3. We didn't have a dev on board at that time. There wasn't, you know, Bueno or Nifty Kit or any of these other pipeline tools that, you know, provide these awesome creator tools to basically scale your work into a large, you know, collectible PFP project. None of that shit worked or existed at that time. And so we had to basically develop our own process over months and figure out how we could scale Sketchnate's work. At the time, DB's, you know, when he pitched it to us, he was like, oh, I got, you know, 50 or 60 traits. I think I could make maybe a couple hundred of these. And we were just like, nah, man, this is bigger. Let's figure out how to make it bigger. And with DB's, over the course of about 4 months, we figured out how to turn that into 3,053 cute as heck little demon babies from the planet Interrobang. But actually, it was the first project. It was the first of many things that it did. But one of them is when DB's launched. It was the first project to launch with 2 unlockable versions. So there was 2 companions, and you got basically 3 NFTs for 1. And nobody had done that. Like at that time when we launched in like June, July of 2021, Bored Apes hadn't even launched their companions yet. So nobody had done this. But what that meant was we had to manually create over 9,000 pieces of art. We didn't have a program. We didn't have any custom programming or pipeline. We manually created. And that's another one of the first. Is it is the first project of its scale with that many pieces of art and that many NFTs that was entirely handmade. So that's just a couple of the things. And then, you know, when we got into developing Witchy GF, which is still ongoing because we're adding more art to it. But, you know, before we did the initial launch with that, we worked on it for about 8 or 9 months. And again, at the time when we were building it, these tools still didn't exist. Most of these tools are in the last couple months. Like artists now that are like one-of-one artists creating massive collections are so privileged. You know, we had one of our devs on Witchy GF who works at Google literally develop an entire custom pipeline, basically his own Bueno platform, right? So like he literally hard-coded our own custom proprietary pipeline that could handle multiple animated inputs and outputs. It's not easy to do this shit. It's really difficult, but yeah, that's the stuff that we've been doing, again, with a small team, with no funds, no support other than the community. That's the type of shit that we've been doing, and, you know, really trying to focus on art first, artist first, community. That's it.
Yep. Yeah, I remember when Sketchnate was on, and I'm not sure if he said it on the show or not. He said that you guys had to hand color the different DBs and even like the witches. So you had to be like, okay, this DB is going to be this color, and we're going to put it with one of these backgrounds. And so it was all, again, literally hand done. And
yeah,
that's just amazing.
So like with DBs at that time, you know, obviously once you get to a certain point, you've kind of like, I mean, you're always adding to it. To like the QA process, the quality assurance that we go through on these is insane. Because we really believe in the long-term value. And, you know, one of our perspectives and our beliefs is truly that, you know, the art is sort of the foundation. Like that is the primary utility, in our opinion, is the art. And so one of the things that's really frustrating is you see a lot of projects kind of rush out a shoddy project, and there's a bunch of mistakes or overlapping traits. They clearly haven't really spent a lot of time with the QA. They just got a bunch of traits. They're like, hey, some of these look cool. Let's go ahead and run it through a pipeline, spit out 10K, and then we'll just fucking min them because, you know, sorry, I don't know if I can cuss on this, but yeah, we'll just min them because, you know, we just want to get to market quick and hype cycle this thing and sell it out. And if it doesn't, no big deal. For us, these are long-term digital assets, and it starts with the art. So if there's a few pieces in the project that aren't good quality, they've got mistakes or whatever, to us, that damages the overall value and utility of the project long term. And so, yeah, we spend so much time, almost as much or sometimes even more time just in the QA process than the creative process. And so, you know, we're adding traits up until the very, very last minute, going through that and tweaking traits. But, you know, for the most part, once you've got your traits figured out, you've got all your different layers, and you've got these massive, you know, like Photoshop files or Illustrator files that are just filled with hundreds and hundreds of different layers. And so every single one at that point, again, over 9,000 pieces, you're literally going through and hand building each one of those, exporting them manually, saving them properly, QAing. It's insane. And I'm proud that we did it, but it's like, that's why with Witchy GF, we went through the process of developing our own pipeline. It's still incredibly intensive, but at least we didn't have to, like, every time that we had to tweak, like fix a little trait or an animation or a frame, we didn't have to go back and like redraw, you know, 1,000, you know, NFTs. That it was crazy, but yeah, hopefully that's some context.
Yes,
Wild,
absolutely.
wild, wild.
Yeah, I mean that
And
really
I
gets.
love the witchy GFs, and I did win one at the Web3 Lounge, and it's amazing. I was going to show it, but I don't have screen sharing. But that's okay. I have to jump, but it's been so fun. I know you guys are continuing on, but I got to jump off and get back to my full-time gig. But Gifted, we need to connect and chat a little bit more, because I'd love to see what we could, do as collab with Nouns, and also some other maybe potential funding sources, because I love what you're doing. So
That sounds amazing to me. Let's do it. I really appreciate
let's do it. All right, I'm gonna jump in your DMs later today, and we'll find a time to chat. And
Slide through.
goodbye.
Slide through. Yeah.
I'm gonna slide through.
Let's go.
Happy Halloween, POAPathon, but they're continuing on. It's just me leaving, so don't everybody
Yes.
sign up.
Yes, and let
Bye,
me
Prof.
take this opportunity to
Bye, Prof.
Gifted's POAP
Yes.
from Rev. So I'm launching it right now. There's going to be around 4 minutes to claim this one.
Thank you,
Also,
Magdalena.
I have to say, Gifted, I like your shirt. You made me want to look at how
Let's
much
go.
glue I've accumulated.
Yeah, I should go check too. It's been at least a month or a couple weeks since I
Right.
last got my origins. I think I've got eight origins so far. I've locked up. I've staked, I think, 5 ethereals. I'm a big fan of that team. Danko
Yeah.
is an amazing artist. So I love that team, and yeah, they got great merch too. But
Right.
I've got 5 staked. I think I've got about 8 origins, and they're really cool. But they're also great giveaways. We do a ton of giveaways.
100.
Like a lot, and the
Yes.
fact that I get to keep stacking these awesome origins NFTs, they make amazing giveaways.
Which, speaking of giveaways, I did pick out 1 DB and 1 Witchy NFT. So y'all aren't just getting POAPs today. We do have some NFTs available.
What?
So, yes.
Let's go.
So I'm not sure how we're going to distribute these yet, but you know what? If you claim this POAP right here that we're doing in the Rev, I think that might be a good way to get you guys a NFT. So I currently hold them. We will let you know who wins. And I mean, I'm excited. You get to be part of the Witchy GF family and the DB's family. I have 25 witchies so far. I have a problem.
Holy heck, you're a witchy whale.
I am.
Oh.
And I have one of the queens as well. So that's like, yeah, super. I was super honored to be blessed with that. So,
Yeah, wait, wasn't that Andy James's?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
amazing. Y'all, if you don't know Andy James, he's joined the community a couple months ago through the Caked Apes. He's just a gem. Really smart dude, but he literally had one of the rarest witchies, and he was like, he told us when he first minted it. He goes, y'all, I think because I love this community and I just want to give it back, after a while, I'm just gonna like pass it on to somebody else who deserves it in the community. And genetics friggin' got it's a ghost queen. There's still a bunch of queens not minted. There's 28 queens in the total collection. There's still about like 14 or 12, something like that haven't even been minted yet. But yeah, it's a beautiful piece of art, and congrats to you on having that.
Thank you. Yeah, that's another thing is like, I'm like, when Witchies mint out, because I am stalking when that steampunk queen drops. I'm going to be dumping ETH on it because I want that daggum steampunk queen. But yeah, that's because I'm a steampunker through and through. Thank you so much, Gifted, for being on the show. Of course, you don't have to leave. You can hang around for as long as you want. And thank you so much for telling us about the amazing community and network that you're forming.
I mean, thank y'all. I feel so blessed to be able to participate and keep growing. And it's not easy, and the bear market is definitely hard, especially when you don't have a bunch of VC money. But we really believe in this. We've always been long-term, focused on sustainability, focused on art and the community. And that's why we're doubling and tripling down right now, because, we want to make sure that the values of this community sustain and continue to thrive, and that, the deserving artists, the deserving creators have a voice, when things get mainstreamed and everybody else is in it, where do they go? We want to be part of that. And we want to be part of creating trusted voices, high quality education, editorial, and entertainment. That's one of the biggest issues in the space right now. It's a lack of trust. There's too much noise, not enough good editorial, curatorial content. And so that's where we see a lot of the opportunity to keep building and providing value and utility to our holders long term. But we got to keep growing and building through this bear market first. And so with friends like y'all, I feel like we're gonna make it. And so that's it. Big love. Check us out. W3B3.life. And congrats to whoever wins the DBs and the Witchy GFs. I am gonna jump off because this is literally my third show back to back. I need to go like take a nap or get outside and touch some grass. But I love y'all. Shout out Valerie.
Good to
Web3
see
SD.
you.
Yeah, and all the homies. I see you, Beastadon,
Hey, cheers, man.
Magdalena.
Good to
Appreciate
meet
y'all.
y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Take care.
All right, guys. So if you didn't catch it in the YouTube stream, I did a chat with the password, so you had to be paying attention to that chat. So everyone, I hope that worked really well and that everyone got that POAP. Everybody's loving how dynamic it is, and that's amazing. So the next section is going to be a little bit different, and this is why. Because not only was our Zoom to get YouTube possessed, but me saying, hey, next guest, I want you on the show. And they said, oh, I can't be there. Can we do a pre-recorded segment? And I said, absolutely, we'll just record it. I recorded it. It didn't record. And then Beastadon and I got on one and recorded it, and it had tons of issues. So what we're going to do is we have the slides. So we will be talking about the project, but the creator of this project won't be here. Now, before we launch into that, Magdalena has let me know that we have another POAP that's ready to go, because again, we're giving out POAPs like candy. Let's go. Everybody, let's go.
So I'm about to launch it.
Okay.
It's gonna be 4 minutes to claim this one. So let me just get the link. And I always have to copy paste it, and there's just like no copy button. So just give me a second.
No worries.
Thank you. Link. I'm pasting it in the chat right now. And the password for this is not Spookathon 2.
So it's the word not, and then Spookathon, and then the number 2, but at the there's no spaces and no capitalized. So not Spookathon number 2. Did I do it right? I think I did. So everyone, you can go ahead, and if you've been watching the show, click on that link, claim that POAP, and let's go. I am so excited to have so many POAPs and astounding POAPs from the community that are dropping. It's just extraordinary. So don't forget to click that link. Don't miss out on this POAP. I'm doing it right now because I don't want to miss it. Hold on.
This one was made by insert generic art name.
Ooh, OG friend.
Yes, we have 2 from him today. So yes, I believe the next one is also going to be from insert generic art name. So
amazing.
Stick around for that one. I really like that one, and I'll let you know why once you see it.
And this was part of the monster contest, right?
Yes. So everyone in the audience that didn't see it, on our Discord, we put out a call for monster art, and Magdalena was the art director for that. She helped tune the artwork and make sure that everything was exactly like it needed to be, and she helped the artists curate this amazing collection that is somehow cohesive despite being from a ton of different artists, which I think is quite the task. So shout out Magdalena for doing that. All right, so let me share my screen again, and we will get into our next guest, who we'll just be talking about, but it's okay. So animated, animated, right? Has the Gravies collection. So you can follow them on Twitter. This is their Twitter profile pic, so you know you're at the right one. Animated is a lifelong creative 3D professional who got tired of working for non-creatives and is now bringing his laundry list of software and animation skills to the Web3 space. He has worked as a forensic animator, animating murders, and doing digital accident reconstruction for a decade, notably working with the NFL to successfully reduce concussion events in players. His skills extend to motion capture 3D pipelines and virtual reality video games. Now he is addicted to creating art using artificial intelligence and is eagerly awaiting the future of gaming and diving deep into the metaverse. So Beastodon, you got to interview Animated the second time with me.
Yeah,
Yes.
completely interesting.
Yes, super interesting. So, oops, my fingers are going crazy. There we go. So one of the things that this slide talks about is that he does accident reconstruction for the NFL. But one of the reasons he couldn't come to the show is he currently helps reconstruct murder scenes and auto
Wow.
accidents. I know.
Wow.
So what's really cool is he is able to bring the metaverse into the courtroom by helping bring immersive experiences where jurors are actually able to put on an Oculus and experience the scene of a crime or an accident in person.
Wow, really?
Yes, is that not just amazing? He said it's about I think he said like 10 years of work to get to this point of being able to do this.
Amazing.
One of the other things that he talked about was that with the NFL, when players were injured or in really hard hits that you see, he actually took and animated those, created a scene to show the internal forces exerted on an athlete's body that we can't see from the outside. So when we're watching it through the TV, or if you're on the field watching it, you can't see what's happening to a player's brain or the joints in the knees, and he has been able to animate those kinds of things and advance sports medicine as well as safety things inside of sports and the NFL to help reduce player injuries, which, I mean, talk about an amazing person. It's quite
Just
incredible.
fascinating.
That's exciting. I need to connect with this person because that is my background, is sports medicine. And I have been thinking forever, how do I combine Web3 technology with sports medicine? So that's so cool. He's figured out a way here. It's amazing.
So his Genesis NFT collection, the Gravies, was created as a reflection on a career spent animating death. They comprise 444 unique one-of-one NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain using the ERC 721A token standard. What began as an art therapy using the newest AI art tools of the time, Midjourney version 2, turned into an exercise in storytelling and curation. For this project, he developed a workflow using an artificial intelligence in concert with a traditional digital arts background and software. As a lifelong nerd and Dungeons and Dragons gamer, Animated summoned his inner necromancer to create the story of the Gravies. So before I get into that slide, I wanted to show you guys the art of the Gravies. So it's really, really cool. It's utilizing AI, but one of the cool things about this is he talked a lot about how you can't just put in a prompt and then get an image that's completed. He then took the images that were created and took them into Photoshop and then did a lot of manipulation to get this collection. Some of the other things that I really enjoy about these Gravies is that they are both spooky, disconcerting, but also super cute.
Right.
They are.
And some of the trends that came through, he started to see when you do multiple prompts like this, one of the things that he started to see was a common theme in the eyes. So you'll see that the eyes have these almost spheres around them.
Mhm.
One of the other aspects of the art that you're seeing here is this beautiful ornate gold frame. The frame is inspired by one of his trips from overseas. Beaston, do you remember what country he was in?
I do. I do not.
I don't remember any either, but he went and saw traditional Renaissance artwork and architecture in person in Europe and was deeply inspired by that. And also wanted the DBs to have a bit of reverence or almost feel saintly when you're looking at some of these profiles or PFPs.
I do see that. Yeah.
So
Wow.
one of the cool things is when I introduced Beastodon to this collection, he went ahead and minted one, and this is one of the NFTs that Beastodon minted and is a super rare one. Beastodon, what do you have to say about your NFT?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was like, that is Beastodon when he's on POAPathon with his cup of coffee.
That's right. No, I was really excited to get this. It's just super clean too.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
and
like
it has the purple cloak. So I believe that Animated said that the inspiration for the Gravies was that this was one of the necromancers before the these souls were minted onto the blockchain. So this is a portrait of one of the founders of Gravies in his universe. So yes, if we scroll back to this one, it says one of the utilities of the project currently is that its core, at its core, it's a collaborative storytelling project. Animate controls his own custom smart contract through NIFT Dropkit. And when you mint one of these, you can update the token's description of the Gravies with your custom flavor text, giving context to their past lives or personalities. You can read backstories on how the Gravies souls were bound to the blockchain yourself and mint adorifying and undead companions at
Great word.
gravies.xyz. So these are still minting out. He has 444 of them. They're not minted out yet. They are very affordable at 0.04 ETH, I think 0.45 ETH. So if you want one of these, you can go and mint one yourself. They load immediately into your wallet, and you can see some of these. Again, he says adorifying artworks. Let's see. I've covered like all of the nitty gritty about this that I had written down. I now own 3 of these Gravies, and one of them I will be giving away to the community. So if you do mint one of these NFTs or one of the POAPs that's for Animated, I will be giving away one of my Gravies to a winner. So, do you guys have anything else that you want to say about the Gravies?
I mean, I love this. I love how detailed they are. I love the gold frame and also the purple. Like I know you mentioned how it's like very saintly, but I also feel like royal, like royalty, right? Especially with the one that Beastodon minted with that purple cloak, and he's like, it's like he's in his throne. I feel like
Right.
very royal.
Yes. Yeah, I like how Animated refers to the community as the purple cloaks. So once you mint one, you are part of the purple cloaks, which is perfect because my favorite color is purple. And one of the reasons I was as attracted to this collection as possible, or as much as it was. It's very interesting. I haven't turned in a story yet to Animated, and that's because I'm like, I don't, man, you know, this, what do I put as a backstory for my Gravy? Mine actually has, I believe I have it as a slide. Let me see. So this is mine, and it manifested this like little mini one down here, and I was like, he's got a friend.
I love this. I love this so
Kind of
much.
looks like it's writing an animal too.
Yes,
The
yeah.
lines down there.
It does. It looks like there's like a little dinosaur thing that he's sitting on. And then it also has this staff, which I was like, oh, that's so cool. So this is my favorite one, my very first Gravies.
I feel like it could be like a gravy version of you and your son.
Exactly. That was kind of
So
the
cute.
feeling I got too from it.
I love it so much. It's weirdly cute. Like it's creepy cute. I don't know. I love it.
Yes. You're like, oh, I want to look at it more, but it's kind of repulsive at the same time, which is exactly what he wanted to do.
So cool.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and give out the POAP for animated. This is the POAP. I put this one together for them since they were not going to be available for the call. And the link will be populating in our YouTube very shortly. So make sure to grab that and mint that POAP.
Okay.
Guys, let me just launch it. We're doing it right now, right?
Yes, right now.
Okay.
And the password is animate Gravies, spelled ANIM number 8. And then grave with an extra E and an S. So I'm typing it in the chat right now. There we go.
Here's the link.
So everyone go mint this POAP super fast.
Yes, also forget about the giveaway because I want to be the only person doing it.
You heard it here. Magdalena does not want you to mint this POAP because she wants the gravy. Oh. All right. So that is that part of the section. I want to go back and talk a little bit about some of our other POAPs because we have shown off several and I have not shown their slides, and I have slides for them. So let me get to those slides. And we can talk just a minute about the previous art drops and some of the artists that have turned in artwork for the POAPs today. So let's see. We'll do this one. Slideshow. Share screen. Sharing screen. You guys just get to hear my whole process of the buttons I have to click. So this was the first POAP. And Magdalena, who did you say did this POAP?
This one was done by Jackie Jess.
Jackie Jess, amazing, longtime contributor, well, newer longtime contributor to POAPathon. When you're only a year and a half or year old, you can be an OG very quickly.
Yeah, if you're submitting work of this quality, yeah.
Ooh, okay, so we are getting a little bit of issues with people with the password. Make sure that there aren't any spaces before or after if you accidentally hit a space. Yeah, do not copy, try to type it out. Okay. Next one that we have that we released. Did we do this one, Magdalena, the horse?
Yes, of course, we did this
Okay.
one. This one was by Valentina.
Valentina. So I know Valentina because I met her through Bankless DAO, and I introduced her to a lot of the other communities. So this is beautiful and amazing artwork. Let's see if I stop sharing and then I go and look back at the slides. Okay, we did that one. So let me share again. I'm making sure that I'm not spoiling any of the POAPs. Because these are treats, of course. Okay, so this one was created by, who did you say?
Insert generic art name.
Insert generic art. I love the vibes of this one. It's very immersive.
You know what's funny? I kind of lost count on which POAP we're on.
That's true.
I think this is the last one.
Yes, I think so.
So the next one will be number 4. which is also by insert generic card name.
Oops.
Not counting the guest ones, of course.
I just typed the password in the chat for the previous POAP, but I misspelled it. Hold on, everyone. There we go. You're welcome. Okay.
The claim window is over though. So
For the animated?
yes, for the animated. So
Okay.
you have to pay attention, you know. This is like we did 10 minutes for the first ones just to see if there might be some technical issues. And so it seems that you can't copy and paste the password. You have to type it out. That's what someone says in the chat.
Okay. Good to know. All right.
And
So
you can see if you go under if you click your username and you go down to my unclaimed
you
or my
actually,
POAP collection.
yes, you actually spelled it wrong twice. The
Did I?
first one, yes, the first time you spelled it correctly, which is right above the link. So yeah, maybe that's why.
Yeah. So sorry, everyone. Jenny's spelling strikes again. All right. Let's see. Our next guest will be joining us shortly. In the POAPathon community, we do a lot of competitions and community-driven things, and it's a joy to watch everyone creating this artwork and participating. We did put out some Twitter posts asking everyone to do things like maybe carve a piece of produce, write an AI or a spooky story and use it as an AI prompt. We did not have enough entries to do any giveaways on those. So we're going to extend the deadline until Friday. Okay. Friday you have to post on those and there will be some giveaways. I'm not going to tell you what we're giving away because that's the trick. The treat will be if you go to those Twitter posts on our Twitter, scroll down. There are 4 of them and participate. You will be winning some treats. Okay. All right. Beastodon, do we have any news about our next guest?
Yeah, I just talked to them. They should be on shortly. They had a scheduling conflict with, I think they're going to grab their children or something like that. Some IRL thing.
Yes.
So, but I think we had them down here in about 4 minutes. So we, yeah, I mean, we could talk about POAPathon design services for a sec. I don't know.
Sure. All right, so let me come back over here to our slides and cue that up. Burp, 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 burp.
So as you do that.
Oh, yep. See,
We have
all we have
Ryan.
to do is have a backup plan, and suddenly the original plan starts to work.
Right.
That's how it works here at POAPathon.
It's reverse cursed or something like that.
Yes, yes.
Right.
My husband works in IT, and I tell him that as soon as I ask him for help, suddenly the IT problem I had disappears. If I just hurry up and ask for help, then my solution will be
Yeah,
found.
I mean, that happens more often than not. It's just another pair of eyes fixes it. It's just not even, you don't have to do anything. Someone just has to look at it and it works. Just so you're embarrassed.
Yes. I am chatting the guest, so give me just a second.
Great.
Well, everyone in the YouTube chat, I hope that everything is working very well for you. Our next POAP will be dropping shortly, so keep holding on. More chances to get those little treats as we go. I do love the idea of having POAPs like candy because it kind of feels like you're getting a piece of candy every time you get a POAP.
Yeah,
Yes.
kind of like your trick or treat, right?
Mm-hmm.
guess we can set it up now, since we're waiting anyway.
Oh yeah, we could.
So we will just be launching another POAP.
Yay.
Darn it.
What?
Trick or treats.
Is that too soon? You know, we have 10.
No.
Said no one.
Wait, there's
Yes.
10?
So we had a,
Yes.
we had 10 community POAPs plus our 4 guests each had a POAP. So that's a total of 14 POAPs to give away for this event. Now, some of them may not be dropping on this YouTube stream. We may have some hidden in other places or available at other times in different places. So everyone, I'm so sorry, Cinna. Just keep holding on. Chug a Mountain Dew. POAPs are raining. Need an umbrella. Yes, we definitely all need umbrellas. All right. Magdalena is sending over some info.
Wait. I sent you the wrong wrong link. No,
But at least I can take my time and typing out the password.
No.
here.
I just gave you the password. Because here's the thing with a Rev, it's you can't copy and paste the link when there's no button. So when I just grab it by just selecting, it also selects a little bit of text that's underneath.
Ooh.
So it's a bit glitchy.
It's a trick for you as well.
I just sent you the screenshot for the next password. And let me just launch it now-ish. Okay, we're launching it now.
Okay, and I am double checking that I actually spelled the password correctly this time. It appears that I have done it correctly.
All right, good.
Okay,
Okay.
so here is the
TikTok. I know the suspense. We need like the dun 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 music in the background as we're all waiting. There it is. All right, everyone, and the password is Jack and Kitten. No spaces, no capitals. So everyone, go quick, grab your POAP, and we will continue with the show.
yes, the reason that this monster has a very short name is because there's a little kitten down there. And I was coming up with names for all these monstrosities. And this one, the file name was just Jack from insert generic art name. And I was like, I can't give it a longer name because then that will cover the kitten in the picture.
Yes, and it's very cool. So if I go to that, I have to get my screen share for the slideshow queued up because we have so many slides in this slideshow that it's a little bit laggy. So, and we can all blame me up for that because I'm the one who created the majority of these slides. It is all my fault. As usual, blame genetics. This is the what we're doing right now, which is reminiscent of Jack the Skeleton, but also a scarecrow. And there's a little kitty. Look at the little kitty. He's so cute.
Mhm.
I think it's the jack-o'-lantern. That's where the name comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Also like a Jack Skellington kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The Pumpkin King.
The Pumpkin King. That's as much singing as you
Mhm.
guys are going to get out of me. Everyone's
Well.
like, thank goodness.
We have our next guest here.
Challenge Beastodon to karaoke battle.
While people are claiming that pull-up, let's hear from Ryan. It's Urban Uprise crew.
Yes.
Hey, what's
Thanks.
going on, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for
yeah.
joining us.
Welcome.
That's great. Yeah, everything got a little wacky, but I am picking up my kids at school right now. But with Web3, there's no excuses. So you know,
Right.
you can do anything from anywhere. So I appreciate you guys
Absolutely.
having me on. So how's it going so far?
It's going
Having a
good. I mean, we had a
spookathon
couple
time.
hiccups earlier in the broadcast, but got everything taken care of.
Cool.
So tell us a little bit
So
about
yeah, so
Urban Uprise.
sure, absolutely. Well, it's a new community, NFT PFP community. I know there's plenty of those, but this one, you know, when I've always been an artist my whole life. Just love music and art, anything really creative. And I've been blessed to be successful in my own personal career. I've met a lot of cool people. I've worked for a lot of cool people. And when I came into the NFT space, I just thought, oh, it'll be easy, it'll be no problem. And I was in kind of shock at how difficult it is, to really kind of grasp, you know, all the different things that are happening, all the different communities, and just in general, you know, trying to build yourself up as a new artist in a new space wasn't very easy. Um, so for me, what I wanted to do was I saw so many people out there, in the same spot I was, where they were like pretty talented, but didn't have like a following and didn't have really a place to go, you know, in terms of like promoting themselves. So I wanted to create, the Urban Uprise crew for all the people out there that are super talented or want to kind of get involved with Web3, but just don't know where to go, and kind of educate them, but pull them together, you know, musicians and artists throughout the world, but also pulling in, you know, developers, that understand the space and understand blockchain technology, and we can kind of pull them all together in this community to where it's kind of a collective group. So essentially, what we're trying to do is bring like-minded people together and create resources and opportunities for them and promote them, from within the community. So that's kind of where we are right now. It's really just starting out. We just launched our Genesis collection just a few weeks ago. Just 1,000 NFTs. They're just 50 Matic each. This is all on Polygon. We can just build, and you know, with gas prices these days, you're basically not paying gas at all for these NFTs. And yeah, so you know, that's where we're at right now. We bought some space in Stageverse, so we're going to be hosting, you know, live shows in our metaverse. I mean, you were there, you saw our space just a few weeks ago when we did the
Yeah, it's
reveal.
great.
So you
It
know,
made me
in a
go out and
perfect
buy a
world,
couple plots.
yeah, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So I can even help you build those out if you want at some point.
Yo.
But yeah, I mean, for me, it's really just it's really all about helping people. We are also we're working with inner city art and music programs throughout the U.S. We've teamed up with our first one, Inner City Arts, out in LA, and we are going to be working with them in 2023 on taking some of their young artists and creating NFTs off of their artwork, and then auctioning that off to give back to their programs. We're also going to be donating percentages of each collection that we release and donate those as well. And we're going to talk to the community about that to kind of get insight on. There's so many of these, so if there's ones that hit home for some of our members, you know, it'll be nice to give back to them as well.
Definitely. That's amazing. I love that you're giving back with your project. I have a question. So, with this auction, is it primarily targeted towards members, or are you trying to get like other eyes on it from other collectors as well?
Yeah, this would definitely, so when it comes to like the charities and you know, things like that, this would be out to all public. You know, because the more eyes you see on it, you know, the more revenue you can generate for these programs, and ideally it gives more awareness to the programs themselves. But within the community itself, you know, long term, we see artists coming in here that we can build with and help establish a career for them, you know, within the NFT space if they need it. Obviously, each person has their own realm in terms of how far they want to take it, how far they're willing to go. A lot of people are just, I'm going to do it on my own, and that's cool. Other people like the community. But there's people that come in, like, let's say musicians, and they've got a great sound, but they have no visual, and they want that. So we would work with them on creating like NFT videos, right? So this way they can create something, and then we can drop it, we can promote it, we can drop it in the metaverse. They can have, like a live session. There's just so many things that we can do. We want to have, like monthly albums. So when artists, musicians come in, we can put together tracks, and then that can be refreshable. That can just be a refreshable NFT that goes out that we airdrop to all of our members. But essentially, our members themselves they would have kind of like the firsthand access to these drops before the public does. So we can token get a lot of this stuff within our metaverse and within the galleries that we're going to create. So it kind of keeps it, exclusive to just us. And then the public can get involved later. But with the charities, it's definitely going to be, as many people as possible, full public exposure.
That's awesome. I had a question as well. Like, how do you? Because I've been trying to think about like NFTs and the charity aspect of it. So, like, do you have a way of how you would be getting this in front of other collectors and in the public? Like, I don't know if it's just targeted towards like in a Twitter where it's a public announcement, or are you marketing this like in IRL as well, so potential collectors can
Yeah.
help with this charity aspect?
Yeah, this would definitely be, in real life as well. We've
Cool.
talked to, it was pretty cool because inner city arts, when I talk with them and the director out there, they actually get donations in crypto already. So it was pretty cool that they're already kind of educated in the crypto space, and they can utilize that in different ways. Maybe it's just because it's LA. I know, Don, you were talking about in Nebraska, it might not be the same case, but for them, they can take this either way. So we could do different types of auctions, and for me, it doesn't have to be just crypto. But knowing that they can already accept it in that form is kind of cool. That these charities are already working in Web3, which is nice. But they were also less educated when it came to the NFT aspect of things and how it would run. But having the people that I have on the team that are these blockchain innovators, they make it very easy to kind of communicate within both worlds, Web 2 and Web 3. So
It's great. And you either worked with G2 on this, no?
yeah, he would be our co-founder. Me and him,
Yeah.
I did all the artwork. These are all hand-drawn illustrations in Photoshop. I did them all by hand, and then he built the whole smart contract. And it's so smart that some of the people that were looking at it were like, what? Like, you could do what with that? So, I mean, he's got it down to location-based token gating. So we can change the NFT. Let's say it's raining in Seattle and you have it, and we set up a token gate. You can actually log in with your NFT, and we could change it, and we can make it so it's raining or it's nuts. So he's
Wow.
he's pretty special. I don't want to get too far
Yeah.
into it, but he's basically written a smart contract that no one's written before, and
Yeah,
it's
he's
pretty
brilliant.
wild.
He's brilliant, and he's a big POAPathon guy.
Yep,
It's been
absolutely
around for a long time in the community.
Yep, absolutely. And again, he has his own app that he's putting out, with the creative platform, which is pretty interesting too, because it allows creatives, music and artistic, to come into his mobile app that it's in the alpha phase now, which is coming out. But we're going to utilize that for our community, and they'll have free access to this app. And it's where brands and other influencers come in, and it's very similar to the POAP. You put up a campaign and people, apply for it, and it's almost like an RFP, and they propose their designs and things like that, and the community votes on it. And it is what it is, and that could be pretty beneficial as well to the artists that are coming into our space, because it might be a little different. It might be video, it might be photographs, it might be illustrations, it might be 3D. We don't know. It's kind of endless possibilities. but to have that as a resource as well for community members to grow in their own career is pretty beneficial.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What have you guys collaborated on so far? Like, has someone submitted, hey, I have a sound, I just need some visuals? Like, what have you guys done that already?
Yeah, so we started out, we have BME Mel. He was our first, and I know you guys are familiar because he did a POAP theme song. And I started working with him on some NFTs. He's the first one so far. So he's given me some sounds. He actually did our theme song as well. And then we have a few other people that we're going to be working with specifically for Halloween coming up. So that'll be our first kind of member-based interaction and collaboration, which will be coming up soon. And I'll put more information in our Discord soon.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's awesome. So I look forward to
Thank you.
seeing more of the artists that come through and see what you guys come up with together.
Yeah.
Why skulls? Like why did you choose skulls for this
Good
project?
question. So originally when I started this, like I was mentioning, that there's so many creative people out there, musicians and everything. And what I wanted to do was strip away all the stereotypes and just, underneath all of us, we're all the same. We're all just bones, essentially. And
Yeah.
so we all look the same when you take away all of that. And I wanted it to be kind of that, as artists are, we're all different, right? And so I didn't want, the skin or the look of someone to be a determining factor. I wanted us to all be the same, because we're all artists and we're all creative. And I thought that would be cool to just strip it away and keep the skulls. But we also, once these collections sell out, I want to work with artists on an entire female collection. So then we have new female oriented skulls, because it's a big thing, and it sucks because right now I feel like Web3 is it's so like masculine, and it needs to be even.
Right.
And I love the projects that are coming out that are dedicated to women and femininity, and I think it needs to be there, because it just sucks that it's not. And for me, I want that to be an experience that someone can deliver within our community and kind of have their sense of appreciation because they did it. And I want to work with people specifically. The door's open. Sorry, talking to my kids.
I'm really glad to hear that. I'm actually really glad to hear that, because this I mean, for sure, yeah, like you said, like skulls definitely, like we're all the same, and it's like you're stripping any of those stereotypes away from them. But it's super cool to hear that you want to bring in a little bit of the feminine side too. And just like a little backstory, like that was one of the reasons why I never minted a Bored Ape, because I felt like it was so bro-ish, so masculine,
Right.
And so it didn't resonate with me. So
Yeah.
that was like the main reason why I didn't mint a Bored Ape. So yeah, that's super cool that you're going to be incorporating that too into the next project. Love that.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool to have someone else come in. And that's really, with these communities, and especially being a community where I want other people to be involved and to kind of share all of that with them. Having someone come in and do this, and having G set up the smart contract so we can literally swap things out. So you can get an NFT from us and merge it, and then all of a sudden your NFT changes. So the idea behind that is, as a female artist could come in to the space, if they want to change their NFT to become a female, they could do that. If they want to change the clothes and add their own clothes, they can do that. And that's where, we haven't released that yet, but these are all on the table for what we want for the community. And that's why he built it the way he built it, because we have the ability to change stuff out, as we see fit, as the community wants it, to kind of enhance the whole experience. So there's a lot to come. This is really like, we're in like day one, square one right now. But yeah, there's a lot coming.
And there's only 1,000 available, right?
We have 10,000.
10,000.
But
Okay.
the Genesis collection, we're launching them in basically in batches. So we've done 1,000 for the first collection. So after those are sold out, the price would change. And then the next collection would change and so forth until they're all gone. But we felt that starting with the collection, the Genesis collection of 1,000, that's going to get our original basically people in there that are going to dictate the outcome of the future of this community, right? And I think I told you before too, like I'm doing this all organically. It's very easy to drop a couple $100 and have bots fill in everything and make it look like, oh, I got 20,000 Discord members and I'm really going places, but that's not going to do anything for me.
Right.
And it's not going to do anything for our members. So like we are building this slowly. We're promoting it. It's really like almost like a word of mouth and simple social experiences, just where we're just bringing people in and talking to them, trying to get music and artists involved. And even on our website, if you go to urbanuprisecrew.com, you can see that we have a page called the Uprisers, and these are the artists that have already joined and what they're doing, and there's links to their stuff so we can promote them. And we will continue to promote everyone that is a part of this, that is an artist or has some sort of community connection to Web3 specifically, because that's essentially what we're trying to do, is just promote everybody.
No, I attended a space, Twitter space, for the artwork reveal.
Yeah.
Do you guys do that often, or was that just kind of a unique thing? Do you do it in
Yes.
Discord, or?
No, we are doing it. We're gonna be doing it again, probably starting in November. Everyone had gotten really extremely busy with the app and getting that ready to launch for the minting. So we were doing them consistently for about a month and a half. And then after the reveal, we stepped back to kind of work on some other aspects of things. And now we're going to start to do Twitter Spaces again. We actually had a community call yesterday. We're actually going to start putting out blog posts specifically for our members, like on Hashnode and Medium and maybe a few other places. I've got a connection now with a guy on Reddit who works specifically with a huge NFT community. So we're going to start to integrate different ways, through social media. So it's going to be exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Man, I had this question. Oh yeah, are you guys gonna do anything for because I'm thinking schools, like you guys gonna do anything for Day of the Dead, or maybe like change some of the NFTs in the background and stuff like that to celebrate?
Did we lose them?
Am I rugging?
No, I
Sorry,
hear
if you were talking to me, everything was really distorted for a second. So I'm sorry, I couldn't tell anything you said.
No, I was asking because you guys are schools. It's making me think of festivities, Halloween and Day of the Dead coming up. And skulls are a big thing. So I was just wondering if you guys have any plans on changing any of the NFTs, the background, or anything to celebrate.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We could. I'm actually creating a few NFTs to drop to the holders that we have. Whoever actually has an NFT that's verified on our Discord, I'm actually doing specific Halloween Urban Uprise Crew NFTs that I'm just going to be dropping to holders. But yeah, we're going to be changing some stuff out. I'm actually creating another metaverse space now, and I'm trying to get it ready for this week and weekend, where I'm going to have a couple different people in there. One of our artists, Haunted Fork, he does some pretty cool, monster illustrations. He's out of the UK. And then we have another group, Sean, who runs Spooky Pets out of California. That's another NFT community. We're going to have him in there as well. And then I know this one. Oh yeah, Scary Gary's Goldie. He's been killing it lately. He had a Converse shoe deal that he's been working on. He's up in the Chicago Museum of Art, and he's going to have some stuff in there too, because it's just all Halloween themed. So yeah, there's definitely lots to do, and we can change everything out seasonally. So it's exciting to see where all this is going, and there's just the possibilities are endless. It's just fun.
Well, I think my skeleton here, Billy Bones, is a fan. He resonates with it.
I see him. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, is there anything else you have to any alpha?
I mean, honestly, I could sit here and probably just keep talking and talking, but I mean, in all respects, for those that are out there, check out the website. The story that we've created is kind of, we talk about this corporation coming in called the Shadow Dwellers, and they've stolen all the creative people right from the city, and it's our job to kind of pull them back. And we look at this as like in Web 2 or just in mainstream art in general and music, how the record labels kind of own you, and this decentralized new lifestyle is a way for people to kind of break free. And that's kind of like our story is, if you mint an urban uprise crew member, PFP, like you're pulling them out of this captured state and you're freeing them to be creative. It's like to free your creative soul. So that's kind of the story. And the more we can free and the more we pull in, the bigger our powers will be as a community together to create just amazing stuff. I'm hoping to find new artists and musicians that come in, because right now we're at the turn of something. Like you have throughout history these different revolutions, and right now there's a big one happening within tech and Web3 and this metaverse. And but just to think, like, if you had like a Led Zeppelin NFT, right, like nowadays, or Michael Jackson rookie NFT, like you got to think about this like 20 years from now, like what is it going to relate to, what is it going to be? And we're in this space so early. It's really like the wild west. It's really like we are the pioneers. We're creating history right now, and that's kind of what we're trying to do, is create history together, and try to get as many artists involved as possible, just to create and build.
Right.
Yeah, that's actually exciting. And I haven't thought too much of it in that angle. Like, what if someone in your community who's, the artist or the musician, and then they pop off, right? And
Yeah.
how cool would it be? Like, you're already in it, you're already part of that, like that membership, right? You're in this collection, you have the NFT, and just to see one of your own, like, make it to the top, like, that's super cool. And it's like, yeah, I'm part of the club, and, I knew about them when they were underground.
Right, exactly. And maybe it's because I'm older, but I've seen all this. I've seen baseball cards that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I've seen, my younger brother had like original Pokemon cards, from like the early '80s, and it's just like I've seen these collections already, from physical stuff back in the day, and now
Right.
it's all about digital collections. And
Yeah.
so you have to think about it the same way, because history repeats itself. And already some of these things are going for so much money. So you have to think what the value is, and if you can create something that's valuable for a group of people or your family or whatever, it's a pretty interesting time to be alive, to be a part of this. So again, I'm just very excited to see where it all goes.
Very cool. Are you a musician yourself, or primarily an artist?
I love music. I spun drum and bass and hip hop
There you go.
for about 11 years. I could still do it now, but once I had kids, I kind of stopped. But art has always been my thing. I paint, I draw, I did graffiti. I've actually done sculptures. I worked with the guy on a sculpture, a Frederick Douglass sculpture that's sitting in the rotunda in the Capitol building in DC.
Wow.
So I've done a lot of stuff. I've designed bridges all out in the Midwest, in Oklahoma. I've like I said, I've just had my hand on a lot of things, and I've been very blessed. And to be able to do these things and experience them, and the people that I've met along the way. And right now, it's just for me. I just want to create something where I can give back and share this with a lot of people, that need it, and that need the guidance, and can benefit from a community like this.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Well, much success to both you and your community, who are full of creatives. I look forward to seeing who becomes the artist or musician or whatever it is, cinematographer, videographer, whoever it is,
Yep.
to make it mainstream, if you will. but started off with digital NFTs rather than just
Yep.
going through a record label or, whatever it is. So
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Well, I
pretty cool
appreciate the
too.
time.
Yeah, it's pretty cool too. I was going to mention, I don't know if you got it out there, but you did some promotional NFTs for a handful of artists, right?
Yeah. So I've done a few for, again, BME Mel. I've done just some fun stuff for a few of the other artists. Yeah, like Haunted Fork. I took a bunch of most of his NFTs are still framed. They're not animated. So I actually went in and cut them up and animated some of them for him and just sent them back. I've done a few. I'm really into abstract art. I just feel like it's a little different, than your traditional art. So a lot of the stuff I do is abstract. So I've done some stuff for him too. But yeah, if you're in the Discord, if you're in our Discord, you can go to it's like there's an art drop thread, and I've thrown some of my stuff in there. But yeah, in terms of like doing NFTs for people, I've done a few. But we're really gonna get into it soon, in 2023 for sure.
That's fantastic. Let's see, where are we at, Jen? Oh, by the way. Oh, it's POAP time.
wow.
It helps if I unmute myself.
I was about to say, I was like, you're muted, Jen. I was muted too. I was like, oops.
Yeah, my dog was barking in the background, so I muted myself. So yes, it is POAP time. We do have an amazing POAP that was created that represents everything that you guys are doing at the Urban Uprise crew. Thank you so much for talking with us today on the show. Magdalena will be making sure that POAP gets pushed through to the YouTube comment section momentarily, and the password is going to be Urban Uprise with no spaces and no capitals. So there you go. And I'll go ahead and type that out.
I'm creating the link right now.
Yes.
They are so hard to copy and paste.
I gotta say, Ryan, if you're still here, I love the Urban Uprise crew logo. I don't know whose
Thanks, man.
brainchild was that, but
That's me, man. It's all the artwork is
great.
mine.
There we go.
It's great.
If it really was, I was sitting here with the letters, and then I was also looking at a 45 adapter. So if you're familiar with actual records, the 45 adapter was for the smaller records, and they used to have the plastic piece that would go in. And it just kind of, it reminded me of a 45 adapter when I was putting it together, and I was like, well, that's cool. So
yeah, no, I love it.
It just fit. And you can do so much with it. So
yeah, and I would advise the community do go to the website. Really impressive website as well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Amazing. Yes, and I do have, I'll put the website back up here one more time. The website is mint.urbanuprisecrew.com. And since you guys are still minting out, as I understand it, I'm encouraging our community to go and claim some of these.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
For those who are getting the unknown error, it's probably because we just created this POAP a few minutes ago, and we still need the links. But this will be claimable later.
Yes. So yep. We'll give it a few more minutes, and it should be ready to go.
Yeah, because Rev will record that you have a claim pending, so it will work later.
So if you entered the password during the time that the POAP is claimable, even if you can't get it into your wallet with your wallet address, it will still be available to claim later. So make sure that it goes. If we run out of codes, then Rev requests more codes on our behalf and then delivers it. So that's pretty cool. It's just Urban Uprise. is the code, the password.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting a message that says, looks like this NFT is currently out of codes.
So there you go. We have already reached that. You guys are on top of it today.
Oh.
So thank you so much, Ryan, for coming on the show. I know it's hard to pick up littles and get everything done. I had to beg my husband to stay home from work today to pick up my son. Otherwise, I would be like running to the school right now to pick up my son in full costume. So
Yeah, that's how it is. Gotta
Yep.
hustle. But no, I appreciate the time, guys. Absolutely.
Cheers. We'll be in touch, especially about
Yep.
some stage verge stuff. It's pretty.
Yep, absolutely.
It's exciting that you know about that.
Will you be in Miami? Are you planning to go to Miami?
You know, I want to, but I'll be in Fort Lauderdale 2 weeks after that for work. So I don't know if I can go down twice. But
Right.
I know for sure G will be there. He definitely will be there.
Cool. Well, I look forward to meeting half of the team then. Hopefully I bump into them in Miami.
Yep. All right, guys.
I was
Thank
gonna
you.
say feel
Thank
free to
you,
stick
Ryan.
around, but it sounds like you're busy over there.
Yeah, just for the next few minutes, and then I'll try to jump back on for the after party.
That sounds great. That sounds great. Have you
All right.
talked to DJ Seep at all?
I mean, I did earlier today. I know he was asking what time to jump on. He's in Germany, so
Oh wow.
his schedule's a little wild, but he likes to do everything at night. So like 4 p.m. Eastern works pretty well for him.
Oh,
So
cool.
so he
Yeah,
should
I
be
mean,
good.
we didn't get a chance to talk really details on it, but would love him either. Yeah, to maybe stop by that Discord or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll hit him up now and make sure he's still ready to rock.
That's awesome. What's he doing over
All
there?
right. Good. I don't know. I mean, that's where he lives. So
Oh.
So he just works there, but he's always doing live sets and stuff, and he's DJing and producing, and he's just a big musician. So
Impressive.
but yeah,
I gave him a follow.
good stuff.
It's gonna be fun.
All right,
Amazing.
sounds good.
Yes. That after party is going to be off the hook, to say the least.
Nice.
Yeah.
To have a DJ coming on. Magdalena
It's been
is
a while.
sharing. Yes, Magdalena changed her camera to be how many of the POAPs have revealed. I love this, Magdalena. So if you've gotten those 4, as well as the 4 from our guests, you will have claimed 8 POAPs. I think I've managed to get like 3 of them.
Yes, I decided that like maybe to keep track better, I should switch to this view.
There we go. So what we're going to do now is talk about do we want to reveal all of the POAPs, Magdalena, or do we still want to leave some as mysteries?
No, I have all the slides for this. I prepared this beforehand.
Okay.
I have all, so after we reveal the 5th one, it will be on here. Yeah. So we'll just,
right.
I'll just change the slide as we go.
Okay. So too bad you guys aren't going to get to see them all at once. Okay.
I like the element of surprise.
It is.
I don't know how any of these are gonna look, so this is fun for me.
It's very fun. I don't know which one Magdalena is going to be pushing out next, so I'm like, ooh, what's happening next? Oh man. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us for POAPathon. I wanted to give a huge shout out to those who participate in our design services. That's right. POAPathon.com is where you can go to request things like, if I can advance the slide, there we go. POAPs, NFTs, PFPs, emojis, videos, logos, social media posts, and more. And in fact, Beaston and I were spitballing back an idea that, could be on the horizon. So, we'll see. Beaston's like, we were, what?
No, I'm like, which one?
Yeah, which one? Which one? You've been spitballing some ideas too, so it's incredible how many things we have in the pipeline for POAPathon. Some of the ways that we can get these new innovations in the POAP ecosystem going is through people requesting designs and paying bounties. Because although we get a little tiny bit back to POAPathon, the majority goes to the artist, which is why we're here. Speaking of which, Huddle Labs Bounty, Australian culture-themed Twitter space. It is the largest Australian NFT Web3 Twitter space, requested some designs from us. And we have the 2 winners right here. First place is Kavish Sethi, which I always butcher the names of these. I am so sorry if that's not how you say your name. I'm so sorry. Because, yeah. And then we have for second place, a very unimportant person. Well, today you're important because you won second place. So we're very excited that the Huddle Labs used us to sponsor a design.
Which if I remember correctly, they've been on an episode of POAPathon Live as well.
They probably were on the POAPathon Down Under episode.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I missed because I slept through the whole thing. Okay. So let's see. Oh, we also had the Lead Hers on Chain bounty logo design. And Val, you know a little bit about this one.
Yeah. So Leaders on Chain, I'm a part of the team, and we're looking to rebrand and finding our logo and banner. And so it's been great to see the submissions come through. And so yeah, we're super excited to work with Nets. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. And Pedro. So we're working with these 2 artists, and we'll be announcing soon. But love what they're doing. And either way, well, they're both gonna get bound. So yeah, super excited.
Absolutely. And I mean, logo design is really hard. I am a terrible logo designer. I cannot do it. I can do like massive pieces of artwork, but when it comes to distilling a brand's identity down to a logo, I fail at it.
It's my first time too going through this. We have one of our teammates is not new to this. She's been working on brands for quite a while. So thankfully we have her to lean on. So shout out to Seema. But yeah, so I've been going through this process and learning, and it is quite hard because then it's like you got to think of like not only what it looks like, on Twitter or whatever, but it's like, what is it going to look like on your website? What about when you do branded merch? What about if you have like an event and you got to give out the lanyards? Like, what does it look like on a lanyard? Like all these different things that I feel like I don't really think about it. So learning a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm glad that we have you guys using us for this logo. I also want to give a massive shout out to rev.gg, who has been in Discord messaging back and forth with 4 of us producers to make sure that this goes correctly. They also got on a video call with us to make sure we knew how to use the website. So massive shout out to rev.gg. I hope that you still want to do this after today, because holy cow, have we put you through the ringer.
Would you
know,
like the next POAP to be dropped?
Yes.
How about now?
How about now?
Okay,
All right.
Let's do
I
it.
sent you a screenshot of the password, and I am launching it now.
This password is great. This is not organic, is the password. This is not organic.
If you have the slide, drop it in there.
Absolutely. Oops. If I can get my buttons. Oh no, everyone, I've crossed my buttons. Hold on. All right, I will stop sharing. I will scroll back to the correct slide in our slide deck, and I will show it off. Boop, boop, beep, bop, boop, doop. There we go. All right. So this is the next one. Who is this one by, Magdalena?
Easy.
I was
This
gonna
is by
say,
Daniel Sheldon, of course.
of course, it's by Daniel Sheldon. Yeah, how amazing is this POAP, y'all? Every one of these, the ones I missed, I'm like, dang it,
Me
crap.
too.
You're sharing the wrong screen, I think. 'Cause I can see your Discord.
Oh, what in the world? Jenny has gone off the rails. All right, did that work?
Yeah.
All right.
GMO horror. What is the GMO? Like
Uh,
genetically
Yes,
modified?
this is the GMO horror because this pumpkin came from some mad scientist's lab, let's just say.
Mm.
Yes,
Perhaps.
because organic food is non-GMO, genetically modified, but obviously this pumpkin has had somebody doing something to it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
don't want to take a bite out of that pumpkin.
I think he may take a bite out of us.
It looks like it, right? Oof.
I mean, this is an amazing POAP. It really is.
Yeah.
I like the like blood splatters kind of like on the side.
Yes. Oh yeah, look, there's even like some handprints in here. Oh
Mhm.
my.
Love that. So
Yes,
cool.
I wouldn't even know what to really categorize this monster as, because if you look at the bottom, it's kind of like a genie. It doesn't
Yeah,
have,
like a tornado or something.
yes.
This is
So
the
it's kind of
not
like a
nice
ghost.
one with the pumpkin head.
Yes. The other one was more approachable than this one. This one you definitely don't want to meet on a dark night. All right, I am going to jump back to our slides. How is the claim process going, everyone in the YouTube chat? Is it working?
It worked for me. I gotta say, in the beginning with Rev, there's a little bit of a learning curve. But once you just said, okay, click the link, make sure you connect your YouTube channel and your wallet, then it's been pretty smooth. There was only like one or two I didn't get because I think they were all claimed already. But other than that, it's been pretty smooth. So the learning curve was very short there, I felt like. So now it's like,
Absolutely.
I
And
like
this is
that
a-
we're doing so many, so that way it's like people are getting used to using the platform.
It's a good
Mhm.
point. It's a good point.
Yes. And if you miss one, you don't feel as bad.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, with the monsters, I would. With all of our monsters today.
Yes, I know. Why did I miss some? But it's my own fault for not claiming in the claim window, and that's all it's going to be. If I miss the POAPs, y'all, I don't get them either. So, so if it says unknown error, as a reminder, the unknown error means that we have run out of links for that POAP, but more will be on the way. So as long as you enter the password during the password time period, you will be able to mint that POAP once we get more POAP links. All right. Well,
Yeah, I'd also
yeah,
like
go
to
ahead.
I'd like to thank the community for the patience. This is a brand new bleeding edge service, and they're constantly updating it. So the feedback is good.
Yep. Yeah. Like I said, we are stress testing live rev.gg, which is good because POAP will also be using them very soon. And we wanted to get everything set up for that community as well. Because as you know, the POAP as a whole community is just a little bit bigger than us at POAPathon.
So like the beta testers here.
Yes. To those of you that are getting a message that Rev thinks you're a bot, you can email them. Now I'm suspected as a bot.
Yeah.
Oh no. Anyway, if you are suspected as a bot, you can email the Rev team at let me look at the email address. I'm so sorry, Rev, for what's about to happen. I believe it's mod at rev.gg, but let me check. Yes, mod, M-O-D, at rev.gg. And of course, rev is spelled with 2 V's. Oh, we do have a question. Why are we using this instead of Guild? So Guild is great for Discord distribution, whereas Rev is great for these live streaming platforms, which is great.
Mhm. Someone said, Vista Dawn, what is on your forehead?
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
You mean these?
Someone asked, what's on your forehead?
They are horns, light horns, spiritual, evil horns.
That's true. I announced that we would be in costume so late. And I was like, hey, reminder, we're all in costume. And everyone was like, when was that a reminder? You didn't say so in the beginning. Yes, that everybody grabbed their nearest Halloween costume. And Beast and Dawn's like, can I use a filter? And I was like, yeah.
You know, it's also
Probably
funny. What's also funny is I have a cowboy hat that I was just gonna throw on and like a button down.
Like gifted.
I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. There would have
then,
been 2 cowboys.
yes, Gifted would have been dressed up as you then. So
Yeah, with a cooler t-shirt.
By the way, I'm launching another co-op right now.
yes. So keep your eyes in that chat. We are having another POAP drop, and I do have the password, which I'm spelling correctly, I promise. I'm triple checking before I hit enter. I hope everyone that is having issues was able to email or will be able to email later on, because we're going to be using this service quite a lot in the future with the ease of doing these. It's pretty nice.
You didn't say the password. It's crunchy snack.
Oh, true. Crunchy snack. POAPs are a very nice crunchy snack.
Oh, well, it's not the POAP. It's more referring to
the artwork.
The goblins munching on, and the skull seems to kind of not like that. By the way, this POAP is also by Daniel Sheldon.
Yes, it's very ghoulish. So
yeah, I love his use of color in this.
It's, you know, it's one of the things that I forget, that other countries may not actually celebrate Halloween and may think that we're just very strange for all being in costumes. But in the United States, we do celebrate Halloween, which started out as a way to ward off evil during the longest night of the year, which is the winter solstice. But we celebrate it in October now. And we dress up in silly costumes. And we give candy to children. That's how it's been transformed.
That is so strange, because November 1st, where I come from, is it's All Saints Day. I think it's the name of the holiday. But where I'm from, it's just referred to as the Day of the Dead. And we go to the cemeteries and light a ton of candles, and it's pretty gloomy. Like there's no candy or anything involved, but I think we managed to. Oh my goodness, what is that?
It's a nice coffee.
They say it's witch's brew.
Yes, I just got a witch's brew manifested of me. All right, how is that claim going, everyone? All right, it looks like everybody's getting the POAP, so awesome. Yeah, and Magdalena, like you said, it's interesting how there are different holidays throughout the world.
Yes, I think we managed to import Halloween though, so it's like two holidays in a row. It's kind of punishing. At least it was for me when I was a kid, the Day of the Dead, because on November 1st, when your parents tell you that you have to go to the cemetery with them, you don't really want to, because it's always cold and it's always raining. So now at least, you know, you might be going with like a stash of candy.
Yes. Sorry, y'all, I now have a fly in my office and I'm gonna do some karate here because it's driving me nuts. So if you see me like start to go like, ah, that's what it is. It's a
You
fly.
have a bunch of spiders on your face. What are they
I
doing?
do. They're not doing their job, obviously.
We're all just hanging out.
Well, Magdalena said she wanted to do 2 at once.
Oh,
So
I just don't know how much longer do we have on the broadcast? Do we have another guest? Do we have...
nope. So
So
we
it's
are ready to do our thank yous and maybe drop one more POAP, and then we can have the rest of the POAPs distributed in other places.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's just launch another one then.
All right.
Yes, for the final POAP on the live stream. We still have 4, by the way. So that might be on Discord, right? Like we'll distribute those later, right?
Yes.
Could do it that
Maybe
way, yeah.
we could do it through Discord. We can also maybe hide some in different Twitter posts, or maybe if you interact with the Twitter posts that were put out there for the community, such as carve, produce, AI, art, or dress up in a POAP themed costume. I'm seriously disappointed nobody dressed up as a POAP bot.
That's a POAP bot.
Maybe you will
They were
receive
afraid
a
of you.
POAP from that.
No one wants to be a POAP bot in your company.
I'll be like, no POAP for you. You know what? I haven't had to yell at anyone in chat, so everyone in the YouTube has been super good today. So you all are getting kudos from Jenny. That's why you get so many POAPs.
Wow, this just in. UUC Urban Uprise crew are giving away 3 NFTs for the people that have the POAP.
Whoa!
Yay.
So if you manage to claim
yes,
Urban
let me
Uprise,
just say that I dropped the link in there, and the password is C horror, and the reason I'm interrupting is because there's only 4 minutes to play.
oh, that's true.
Yeah. So
See horror as in visually see or ocean see?
yes, ocean sea.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, so there you guys go.
It is one of those.
This one's another epic one.
It's like you went to say seahorse and then started to yawn.
See horror.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Well, I want to say while we're all claiming this passcode, while we're all claiming this POAP, I want to say a massive shout out to Beastodon, who I put through the absolute ringer this week with
Hey, we all kind of went through it this week. We put this
did.
together really quickly, so I'm surprised we
guys
didn't have more
amazing.
issues.
We're not putting it together quickly enough.
I have been quite the taskmaster this last week to make sure that everybody was doing their tasks and getting things done. And so I apologize everyone for being as pushy as I was. But thank you so much, crew, for showing up. Thank you, Val. I'm so glad that you had a good event and that you made it to the show, because I was like, man, after an event like that, I would have been like, I'm out, I'm hiding.
I'm tired. I'm exhausted. If you haven't noticed, my energy's a little bit low, but keeping it chill. And I got to show up for my POAPathon family and community. I love this. This is always so much fun, and I love getting to know the guests and collecting all these POAPs.
Yes, definitely. And Magdalena, again, thank you so much for not just managing the community art challenge on our Discord, but also making sure that all of these Rev POAPs got out, so that I didn't have to try and concentrate on more than 2 things at once, because you know me, I'm always concentrating on more than one thing at a time anyway. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I gotta say, you guys did an awesome job. Like I've watched everything go down in the Discord and the team and just putting this together. The slides are amazing. The artwork of the POAPs are amazing. Really well done. I think this was a great first Spookathon.
Absolutely. Oh, and speaking of slides, massive shout out also to Crypto Mom Dog. Come here, baby. Who has been helping out not only in the Discord and our Twitter. She's been managing our Twitter recently, but also doing the slides with me. So she helped out, managed to jump on and make sure that our slides got done. So massive shout out to Crypto Mom.
That just reminded me, huge shout out to Crypto Mom for myself. I got
100.
to meet her in IRL. She came and helped with ticket registration for our conference. I got to meet her and her lovely husband, and man, those guns are real, man. She has those muscles on her. She is fit. She is awesome. So just a huge shout out to both of you.
Definitely. And guys, make sure to head over to our Discord, where I think we'll even be doing some POAP claims, as well as maybe some NFTs. No promises,
Yeah,
but definitely head over there, and we will see you all in the Discord.
absolutely. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
What's your dog dressed up as? A
Oh,
dog?
her name is Pumpkin, so she's gonna.
Pumpkin. Oh.
Aren't you? Aren't you? Yes. Yes. Oh, she's licking the microphone. I'm so sorry, everyone. East Don, do we have a lobby?
We do. Thanks again, everybody.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Happy
Bye, guys. See you
Halloween.
on
Have a good
Discord.
one. Be safe, everybody.